got a box again. Well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Yeah, you know the deal. We back again. Yo. A round of applause for Jersey's finest. A lot of content creators not worthy, but they minus. They get offended and start singing like the whiners. Talking like they tough, but it's only screaming and whining. My homie JusDueBoxing is the cat you don't come to. Your squad get run through. By the time you come to, you duck food. You suckers talk tough on the internet, revealing all your threats. Now we got you trapped in the net. JusDueBoxing be on this grind, y'all better hustle up. You deadlifted 90 pounds, we doing muscle ups. There's really no comparison. His voice sound like a derringer. Throwing a towel, it's just embarrassing. My dog Just very philosophical and psychological, and he mixed it all with good boxing news. These YouTubers feel like Bishop, I guess they got the juice, but it's lonely at the top to Just to feel like child abuse. Be respectful, he don't want to talk wild and loose. If you can't relate, you get dismissed like a mild dispute. These weird cats would tell lies, then they hide the truth. Why beyond views? You lose your life when you collide with dude. It's JusDueBoxing. All you cowards quit jocking. Kirk is official with no other options. Yeah, yo. You know the deal. Judah Ben, we in the spot. JusDueBoxing, yeah. And of course, shout out to Mrs. Do, holding the whole family down. Word 'em up, word 'em up.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Salute to the fam. We back again to get boxing is just do. Y'all already know. If you catch this on the playback, smash that like button, sub to the channel, come join the family, come be a part of this 10K that we about to get. And turn them notifications on. Come rock out with your boy, man. Y'all already know. You know, we want to in this content creating space, so we got to make sure that we let that be known. Airtime up at bat. You know. Oh, sheesh. How y'all doing, though, man? How y'all feeling, man? My bad. How y'all feeling? Edgar Chavez, Jersey is in the building. What it do, my guy? Jersey's finest, forget all the whiners. You already know. We have good boxing bills over here. We don't care to do too much whining. Edgar Chavez, my guy, man. Miss Joy, how you feeling, Queen? Appreciate you pulling up. Teach, my guy. That's my guy right there. I rock with Teach, man. B-Dog, what it do, family? How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling on this good Tuesday? I had my days all messed up, bro. I had my days all messed up, man. But, you know, nonetheless, we are here. We here to talk some more boxing, man. Y'all see the stuff that's out there. We see the stuff that's we saying the same stuff. And, you know, it's been a lot of talk. It's been a lot of talk about the rematch. What's good with it, family? How you feeling, bro? It's a lot of talk about the rematch and whether or not it should happen. There's some mixed feelings about it and a number of different things, right? And for me, y'all, you know where I'm at with it? I'm really ready to close the chapter. Yeah. Like if Earl Spence can't get this fight at a weight class where he's healthy, I don't care to see it. I don't care to see it. That's just me. Respect to both guys. He, what's in the contract is in the contract. What I want, what I think don't matter. Ultimately, it's what they decide, right? And the powers that be, how they work that situation out. But me as a fight fan, a boxing fan, just seeing that all the back and forth that we had to deal with in order for this fight to be made, I don't think I care. I don't think I care. I don't think I care no more. Like, it's very. Y'all give me 2 seconds. Pardon me, y'all. Pardon me. Sorry about that. Good afternoon to the Queen, Miss Joette. How you feeling, Queen? Salute to IB, who I be, Edgar Chavez, Teach B-Dog, the rest of the gang. How y'all feeling, man? Appreciate all y'all in the building. Y'all make sure y'all sock the like button out. It's already people came through. What's so hard about it? I'm not even, you know what? From now on, if you're a mod, you got a wrench. Do your boy Justice solid. Just remind the people to hit that like button when they come in and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to stop saying it, and we just gonna cook. But anyway, let's cook on it, man. Let's talk about it. I feel like we as the boxing public and the fans, I think we sat through so much back and forth when it came to this fight being made that I don't know if I care anymore. I know I definitely don't care the same way, right? I don't care the same way no more. Appreciate that, Edgar. Appreciate that. Yeah, I was saying that a while back. I'm gonna just stop saying it. Like, but the hell with it. They hit the like button, they hit it. Then if not, it's all good. We gonna cook regardless, man. Regardless, we gonna cook. But yeah. So not to really rehash and get all into it again, but I'll give y'all the reasons for it because I think we the viewing public, the boxing public, like we had to deal with, arguing with people. It's some people that's not even cool no more since this fight been a thing. You get what I'm trying to say? It's some people that's not even cool no more since this fight was a thing and since it's happened. So when I know that and I see the way things are, I just think this fight is toxic for the boxing community because of all that what goes into it just for the fight to be made. Putting it out there, AB versus Chris Howard. Okay, back to your cooking. Nah, I appreciate you, Teach. You already know, Teach. You know AB my guy, too. You know AB my guy. Y'all gotta, I'm gonna always rock with AB. I'm one of the AB long life supporters. I'm one of those AB supporters that whoever he fight, I'm still rocking with him regardless. Like, that's just me. I rock with AB. I like AB, man. It's actually sad, man. It is, Edgar. But so look, right? This is why I feel this way. Now, I understand Crawford has the right to move how he wants to move, right? I understand he got the ball in his court to kind of make some decisions that he wouldn't have been able to make had he not won. So I respect that. You get what I'm saying? Get that man his just due there. But yeah, we went through so much of this stuff for the first fight to be made. Do you really think that like mentally I want to go through, or we the people want to go through this all over again? We don't care. We don't want to go through this all over again. I know me personally, I don't. I think I speak for a lot of people when I say we don't want to go through all this back and forth about if it's happening or not, if he's going to get more money. Look, I don't even want to discuss none of that because I don't care. Like, that's their business, right? The main thing I want to know is if the fight is going to happen, and if so, is it going to be at 154? Because if not, I'm not going through all of this again. They're not about to do this to us. I speak for all of us when I say they're not about to do us like this again. And why I say that, because the business of boxing that we dealt with a lot to get this fight, bro. And I'm gonna be honest. Look. I'm gonna say it, as time goes on and as you get time to sit here and think about the fight, what it meant for boxing and how it played out. If you want me to be honest, if I'm being honest, that's the only thing I know how to be up here, right? Is honest. The fight didn't live up to the expectations. I'ma just go, I'ma just go ahead and say it. I'ma just go ahead and say it. And this is not about a slight. Me either, B-Dog. I don't like it. It's too much, bro. It's too much. It's too much. K Causey, salute, fam. Appreciate you pulling up. How you feeling, K? Another K. I'm K as well, too, bro. So salute to you. Appreciate you pulling up, K. BVO Boxing, what it do, family? Yeah, why you on my boy Helmet about him being Puerto Rican, man? What's your obsession with your core being Puerto Rican, man? I've been seeing your post, BVO. I've been seeing you, man. But anyway, like, again, back to this, though, y'all. Seriously, all jokes aside, we've been through this already. You get what I'm saying? Respect to both fighters. They gave us the fight that we wanted. But I'm gonna be one to say it today. I ain't hear too many people really say it in specific is what I'm gonna put it. Although I wanted that fight, I wanted it for the same reasons everybody else wanted it. But yo, it didn't live up to the expectations in terms of it being like that Hagler Hearns type of it wasn't that. It wasn't nowhere near close that. It wasn't nowhere. If matter of fact, it missed that mark terribly. You give him by a long shot. And that's no slight to either fighter, but we just being honest and with the conversation, like we expected more from the fight as a whole. You get what I'm saying? We expected more. And McQueen, my guy, and appreciate you come right in. Yeah, man, y'all uppercut the like button, man. You know, punch that socket out for your bro, man. Sock it out for your bro. The whole thing leaves a sour taste. Yeah, why not try to finagle your way out of something you agreed and signed for? B-Dog, I'm with you 1,000,000%. And it ain't no but to it. I'm with you 1,000,000%, bro. And I that's why I say morally and all principle, I understand where people frustration is coming in at. You get what I'm saying? So that's why B-Dog, I came to this conclusion today, bro. Like, I don't even think I care to see it that much because they're not about to do what they just did to us last time, right? With all this uncertainty and all the inaccurate reporting of the news. And I just don't want to go through that again. Like that, because that's not boxing. You get what I'm saying? Like, as a content creator, I'm willing to discuss the business side of boxing to the extent that I understand it, right? That's the only thing I can do. But this is going, this I'm not willing to do again. Like, the going back and forth if they're going to fight. And look, I see a lot of stuff. People are really convincing themselves that if he don't fight him at 54 is because he's scared. Yo, can we? Nah, I can't even say can we, because it ain't me. Can some of these people need to stop. That man ain't scared of him. We just go through that at 47 with people saying he's scared of him. He was scared of him. That's why the fight was never gonna happen. Yo, bro, even after today, y'all still feel like he's scared of him? He already fought him. What sense do a scared? Did he fight like he was scared? You get what I'm saying? Like, seriously, though, the dude been fighting since he was about, what, 7 years old? Like, he 30, what, about to be 36? Yeah, that dude ain't scared, bro. Yeah, I don't think it's that. You get what I'm saying? Don, what it do, Don? How you feeling, bro? Tay, the real queen of MMA combat. How you feeling, queen? You're feeling good over there? Hope you're feeling good over there. You so right. I don't want to see the rematch at all. Yeah, Miss Joette, if it's going to be this again, you get what I'm trying to say, queen? Like, I don't want to go through this all over again. I don't want to go. It's draining and it's not boxing and it gets boring. Like, bro, are y'all fighting or not? Like, we literally just went through this the first time. Y'all about to do this to us again. And that's on both sides. And I know it ain't EJ, but I'm just as a whole with the fight and everything that comes with it. I'm cool with it. Like, if y'all don't fight again, cool. Just let us know what's up. You know what I mean? Eli, what it do, family? Good to see you in the building, Eli. How you feeling, bro? Big Bang Zane from Bloomfield. What a good, yeah, man. You already know Jersey is in the building, Eli. And I just, I like Big Bang too. That make me like him a little bit more though. You know what I mean? PGH Big Dog is in the building. What it do, family? You feel me, B-Dog? It ain't fair. It's him being an asshole and flexing the A side if we being real. He got his eyes on another prize, and it's time to have that real conversation. And again, I know what's in the contract to an extent in terms of it being a rematch, right? And I understand that he was supposed to be allowed to pick the weight. I'm understanding of these things, but I think it's time for us to have a different conversation, and maybe we could explore the possibility that, like you said, and he got his eye on another prize. I feel like he felt like that fight was so one-sided. He don't need to see it again, like Steve Nelson was saying. Now, I'm not saying that's exactly the truth. We went over that, right? But at the end of the day, when you see how he moving and you hear some of the things coming out, it just leads you to believe that he ain't too much interested in no rematch because of how the first fight played out. You get what I'm saying? So I can understand him looking for other opportunities, but I want to be very clear, y'all. I know what's in the contract, so I'm not saying I'm cool with it, but I'm over like arguing about if they're gonna fight or not. Like that's not boxing, bro. We supposed to know like who's fighting and when they fighting. Like we ain't supposed to have to guess, figure it out, play detective. We shouldn't have to do none of that. Also, EJ's objective was to become undisputed at 147. How does rematching at 54 aid him in that pursuit? Hey, Ant, man, you 1,000,000% correct, bro. It don't. It really don't. But do you think it's, you know, like while we talking about Ant, I don't know what you, I don't have to drop the link just in case anybody do want to come on, because we can't chop it up about this. PGA said Bud is MF and clown. You do this BS again, his fan base just keeps getting smaller. Yeah, man, I feel that. I feel you, PGH. Like it rubs people the wrong way. And like you said, man, that sour taste in people's mouth is a real thing in boxing. You know what I mean? People gonna feel like you just ducked out of the opportunity to give him a rematch. You get what I'm saying? Only for a rematch is because it was placed in the contract. But once again, in my opinion, I'm with you, IB. Hey, IB, I'm right there with you, bro. Hey, look, I'm gonna say this, and you know, only thing I can do is be real with y'all, right? Even though I felt like that wasn't the Earl Spence that we've seen, you know, in the ring, we get all of that, right? I still feel like after seeing that fight, despite how it played out for whatever the reasons were or were not, right? I think it's safe to say, at least from my vantage point, right? Stylistically, Bud will always be a tough fight for him. And I think it's safe to say that he just might be the better fighter. You get what I'm saying? I think when it's all said and done, I think he's the better fighter. And you know, EJ could prove something wrong if he was to get a rematch and do something different, of course, and win, right? But as of right now, from my vantage point and from all the things that I've seen between both fighters and me gauging, me assuming how the fight was going to play out and it playing out drastically different than what I seen it in my head, that leads me to believe that Terence Crawford is the better fighter. And I don't think that makes you a hater or less of a supporter of EJ for saying that. It took for me to see the fight to say that. You get what I'm saying? And see how it actually played out. At least I allowed for them to actually fight and it play out for me to come to this conclusion. But I think it's safe to say that. Grease, what it do, family? How you feeling, bro? I don't see Crawford winning. I hate Spence. That ring don't lie. You hear, man? I have Spence. That ring don't lie. Contract is a contract, right? I didn't see Crawford win. I feel you, Jose. Salute to Jose. Did Gertz, what it do, family? How you feeling? Yeah, man. It's I definitely didn't see it like that. But look, like I said, I think it might be time for him to move on unless he's really still stuck on you know, achieving undisputed at 147. And I would be shocked. I mean, I ain't gonna say shocked because Spence like that. Like he's shown that he'll challenge himself. He ain't scared to challenge himself, but it's gonna be a tough out, man. I just don't see you being able to be the guy that you need to be able to beat him, especially not at 47. In my opinion, after seeing the way the first fight played out, I think Terence Crawford wins at either weight, in my opinion. And that's just respect to both fighters, man. He showed me something. I'm not about to get up here and try to create all these scenarios where I'm not giving him his just due. He gonna get it, and I'm just gonna tell you how I look at it. I think he proved that he's the better fighter. You get what I'm saying? I don't think that makes you less of an Earl Spence supporter or fan of his to say that. You get what I'm saying? That's just you being real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Box one, what it do, man? Most of these dudes ain't Spence fans. They just want to be right. Ground energy ain't box one. You right, bro. Salute to you, too. Appreciate you pulling up. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button as y'all coming in. Sub to the channel if you haven't. Box one, I say that all the time. And one thing about me, you'll notice as you tune into the channel, Just Do is a guy, I don't care about being right or wrong. Like, I'll just like to have a conversation. You know, nobody wants to be wrong, but if I'm wrong, I don't duck it, right? If I'm wrong, I'm just wrong. For example, box one, I picked EJ to win this fight. I thought he would win on points. Get what I'm saying? I ain't say nothing egregious or unrealistic that couldn't possibly happen. Get what I'm saying? I thought with his skill sets, with Crawford being a late starter, with Spence being a hell of a body puncher and a hell of a pressure fighter with an A1 jab, I felt like those things would cause Crawford a problem if he were to start slow and allow that, you know, EJ's jab to get on track, like we've seen it in the past. And I pointed to the Kell Brook fight as an example. Like, you see how his jab was landing. I felt like EJ jab was even better than his. So I felt like EJ would be able to establish his jab, you know, get into his rhythm and his work rate and kind of like outwork Crawford down the stretch and be able to win a decision. You get what I'm trying to say? But I also explored the other side, whereas if Crawford is the win, he's going to have to take the jab away. He's going to have to start faster than he typically does. I thought that would put him in a position to be behind the 8 ball, but him starting fast put him in a position to win that fight. You get what I'm saying? So that's just an example, box one. And me, I don't care about being wrong, bro. Like it's boxing, right? You just, when you wrong, you can't duck it. And you can't be a guy that's hesitant to get out, you know, the winner or the guy you was wrong about his credit. And that's what I'm doing, you know, with the Bud Crawford situation. I feel like Bud may not have the motivation for a rematch. Given how the first one played out, Rocky, salute to Rocky. Appreciate you pulling up. Skywalker Boxing, a member of the channel. What's good with the Skywalker? How you feeling, my bro? Finds your judgment. You're not like that, Justin. I appreciate that, Gertz. I appreciate you realizing that and understanding. I just love to have these conversations, bro. Like, if I'm wrong within it, I'll be right here to laugh at myself for being wrong. Or just has no say in who he fight. Or he's never fighting again, Perry. Yeah, he signed that dotted line. Right. True indeed, Greeks. True indeed. But took years off Earl's life. You know, boxing do that in general, box one. But I get where you're going. I'll say maybe off the career for sure. Maybe off his career for sure. Aisha, salute to the queen. How you feeling today? Appreciate you stopping through. You'd be surprised if he accept that 147 again. Me neither, bro. Me neither, bro. You don't think he should have to, though? I would rather him walk away. Honestly, yeah, B-Dog, that's the other side of it, right? I'm asking, you know, I made the statement, like, I'm starting to feel like he should move on. If he got to go through, you know, another grueling negotiation situation, I don't think he needs that. I don't think he deserves to have to deal with that again in his career, given the kind of fighter he is, if you get what I'm saying. I think he's so straightforward and so honest in his career, and he's given up things that even his own team said he shouldn't have gave up, according to reports and different things, right? I just don't think he will be doing himself any justice in his career-wise if he had to sit through another grueling negotiations just to end up fighting this dude at a weight class that you are not healthy at, if that makes sense to y'all. And that's just me being open and honest about it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to hate like that, right? Facts, Jose. Think Spence jab was going to be a problem, but he took it away. Rocky, I thought the same thing, big dog. I thought the same thing. Big Texas, what it do, family? How you feeling? Sheena, salute to the queen. How you feeling today? Appreciate you stopping through. Pat Bell, what it do, homie? How you feeling, bro? Big Tex, what up, man? But yeah, Rocky, I thought the same thing. I thought his jab would be, you know, would help him initiate offense and kind of control a fight in the first part. And I thought by after he done established the jab, I felt like his pressure, you know, smart pressure and body punching and things like that could start presenting an issue for Crawford. And I thought, you know, midway through the fight, he'd be working and he'll, you know, be outworking Crawford. You get what I'm saying? I thought Crawford would have had moments, of course, and it would have been a very tough fight. I was on record for saying this multiple times. This is going to be the toughest fight of EJ's career, when people were saying this is going to be one of the easiest. You get what I'm saying? I said this is going to be I think this could end up being the toughest fight of both of their careers, but I was right about half of it. You get what I'm saying? You didn't get dropped. If I got stopped, I think that was a correct job. We had to see the next fight. I get that, man. Bud ain't no spring chicken. He struggles too, right, Box One? Seen him, Miss Skywalker. Salute to the queen. How you feeling today? Appreciate you stopping through. And Skywalker, appreciate you, bro. Don't work too hard over there. A little too honest for his own good. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, bro? B-Dog, you say you talking, bro. You saying something right there, B-Dog. That's real talk, bro. That's real talk. Leave that to them, bro. Leave that to them. They do it for a reason. They're damn good at what they do for a reason. And don't put yourself through a whole nother grueling negotiations just to get a fight where you're not going to be healthy. I just don't see why it makes sense. That's why I'm here today to say, like, you know, if he got to, and hear me, I want to be clear. If I know what's in the contract, but if he has to be dragged through another grueling negotiate, that's a fight, y'all. That's a mental battle. That negotiation stuff, that I know that got to be, if it's taxing for us and we not even involved, we're from the outside looking in. Look how frustrating it got for us. Imagine the guy that's dealing with it. Every time you turn around, it's something else. You got to work out something else. Like, just think about how mentally taxing that is. That's a fight in and of itself. That's part of the war. That's part of the war. That's just not the physical aspect. That's why don't they say boxing is 90% mental? You get what I'm saying? That's the other side of it. The business side of it can be taxing, man. You can get beat up there. Earl took it. That's where Earl took his first loss to Crawford. If y'all want to be honest, if we being honest, based on what I'm hearing, if everything is correct, Yo, the first loss EJ took was in negotiations. It wasn't in the ring. It just so happened that was the icing on the cake for Crawford. But he kind of beat him up in negotiations a little bit too. You get what I'm saying? Dante, all boxing talk, what it do, family? I say I don't have experience or resumes because not excuse not to take a dangerous fight. We're gonna talk about that too, Dante. We're gonna talk about that. We got to. Pat Bell said he good. That's what I like to hear, bro. I'm glad you good over there, man. Glad you good over there, man. Kello, what it do, family? How you feeling, my bro? Thomas Hill, my guy. What it do, Thomas? How you feeling, Brody? Appreciate you sliding through. Y'all make sure y'all uppercutting that like button for you, bro, man. We gonna keep cooking, man. We gonna keep cooking. But yeah, yeah, and this is just me being honest. This is my assessment after seeing how everything played out and understanding that man gave up. He literally ended up giving his shirt off his back in a situation where he didn't have to, right? That's why my respect for him runs deep. You get what I'm saying? Like we understand the sacrifice, and he made it big sacrifice. And again, this whole sitting through a whole nother grueling, rematch and having to renegotiate some things and give up some more stuff potentially, and this whole thought that he now has to get more money. I just don't know how all of that is really going to play into a rematch happening or not happening, right? I just don't know. It's crazy, but I feel like personally today, man, if this is what it's going to be, because we already hearing the rumblings, it's already not getting off to a good start. I think he should just move on. I think he should just continue to be great. I think he needs to sit down, assess everything, understand that he gave it his all. He gave 147 everything he had, literally, from a physical standpoint. He gave 147 everything. He has none left to give to 147. You get what I'm trying to say? That's where I'm at with it. But I'm cool with whatever he decides to do. But I feel like he gave it all to 147, and he shouldn't have to sit for another fight at that weight class again. And again, career-wise, do it make sense. Because another devastating loss, back-to-back knockout losses, like that could be bad for your career, for your health, everything, right? That could be bad. That could be bad. I just don't see you being the guy that you once was at 147, and I don't need to see another fight to know that, to come up with that conclusion, in my opinion. You get what I'm saying? P. Hunter, what it do, family? How you feeling, bro? Salute to you, man. Jersey is in the building. You know it. Good old 1-2 already. Just still gave it like, but appreciate that, Thomas, already, man. Flossy Sports TV, my bro. What it do, Flossy? So see how Bub pulling what people did to him on Boots. Yeah, man. It can't have big dose. What it do, family? How you feeling? 25 cents was a real fan. I totally missed that interview. Course said, yeah, that they did offer me. Yeah, again, for me, that never was I was never confused about that. My thing was nobody can tell you where the 20, it's 25% of what. You get what I'm trying to say? So Shakur, when he say it's real, yeah, they because we all know that they threw it out there. But again, when Bob Arum says it has no substance, I'm gonna lean towards that because I seen how everything played out once he didn't accept it. But that's just me. But I get you. I played that whole interview. I did a reaction to a Big Dose. I did a reaction to it. But again, man, they'll run into each other. They'll run into each other eventually, man. They'll run into each other. Pay-per-view sales didn't break 1 million. Where's the extra money gonna come from? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And look, Rocky, if EJ already had to give up money and millions of dollars, some would say, for this first fight to be made, in order for him to get what he wanted. Now, what is going to have to be given up if he wants even more than what he got last time? And I want to be clear. I'm not here to tell him what he deserves or none of that. I'm just saying, is that going to be a potential roadblock for why the fight do or don't happen? If he's going to ask for extra money, where is that going to come from? Is that going to have to come out of EJ's purse? You get what I'm saying? Like how that's going to work. And that's just something, that's a question I have. I don't know the answer to it, but that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Get ready out, K. Just move on and get ready for 154 or 160 if that's what you're gonna go through that. Yeah, right. True indeed, Kello. They offered him 25%. That is true, but it just never was 8 million. And that was the only point I was making. You get what I'm saying? Jersey is in the building. My guy, Edgar Chavez. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would think the gate in the pay-per-view. I don't know though, bro. Nah, and Big Dose. That's the thing. No, you a real one because you're gonna say that. So many people won't say that. They don't know. They ain't gonna say that. And that's the only issue I have. You know, we've supposed to know that, so we'll understand that the offer is really legit. That's why when Bob used the notice, Bob didn't say, nah, the offer wasn't real. He just said it just wasn't of any substance. You get what I'm saying? I think that's a little bit different. Yeah, the offer is there, but it's just no substance to it for real. You get what I'm saying? Like, nobody worked them numbers out because no negotiations took place. So you wouldn't even know how much these dudes will be getting because they didn't get to that point. You get what I'm trying to say? So it was just, that's why I called this smoke and mirrors. Because, you know, some negotiations, if that's a real offer, some type of way negotiations are going to take place. When you don't allow that process to take place, I can't believe that you really want to fight. That only makes sense to me, right? You can't just say, this, or you could say take her to leave it, which is essentially what it was, though. Yeah, facts, Big Dose. We on the same page, bro. We just love the fights, man. And we just want dudes to be straightforward with their information and the things that they put out. That's all. And they offer him a flat fee. There were no percentages. You see his interview? Right. So these conflicting stories teach, because he did say that as well. That is true. That is a fact. He did say that. He said that clean out his own mouth. Took a year and a half to do the first Akello, bro, I'm exhausted already. Akello, just hearing the fight gonna be at 47 again and not 50. It's like, oh man, this 2.0 all over again with the negotiations. I'm exhausted already, bro. They're not about to do this to us twice. It won't sell as much. He'll have to sacrifice twice as much this time around. That's gonna hurt, bro. Sir, got to keep it on. You already know, Big Dose. That's how we do. Shakur said the offer was less than his last 3 purses. Absolutely, he did say that. He did. He said that. Ricky Williams, what it do, my bro? How you feeling, Brody? Yeah, amen. You're never sounding realistic. Yeah, it just was too much. It was just too much of a number. But I get it. That's why I always say at the end of the day, man, business gotta line itself up for any fight to get made. And just regardless of who you want to blame it on, say what the reason was behind it. It just, the business didn't align itself up for that fight. But hopefully sometime in the future, you get what I'm saying? They could revisit that. Everything could be on the up and up. Both of those guys could get money that they desire, and they'll be deserving of it. So it won't have to be a bunch of unnecessary back and forth about who's getting paid what, right? And that's what I'm hopeful for, because I'm an optimistic dude with boxing. So I feel like that situation will revisit itself later on. But in the meantime, we got this unnecessary situation I think is very draining. And I feel like, because if he has to be dragged through a lot of extra stuff that he didn't have to deal with, and he already had to deal with so much the first time, I would move on personally, in my opinion. Like, if he was my fighter, I would definitely advise him to move on, because you just sat here in a weight class, you sacrificed so much already, and for you to get played with again, I just would hate to see that for you. You get what I'm saying? I would hate to see him. And again, negotiations is part of the war. It might not be physical, but it's part of the war. And I feel like that's where that first L may have taken shape for EJ. And you get what I'm saying, on his side of things, just having to give so much up. And I think the fact that Crawford realized how much he wanted this fight, and I think he played off that, and he really pushed the needle on this one. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I look at that. And I feel like we as the boxing public and supporters, we shouldn't have to sit through another long ass grueling negotiations of back and forth. That stuff is very draining, bro. It's very draining. I could just only imagine how it was for EJ and his people. So look, man, you understand something. EJ could still be great at 54 or wherever he plant his flag. You get what I'm saying? And continue to cement his legacy, man. You get what I'm saying? And I just don't feel like sitting around at 47 make any sense at all. 2 cents boxing, what it do, Queen? I gotta wrench you up, man. I'm looking for the next good fight in the ring. I don't have the patience for another long draw. And that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, P. I don't want to see it again like that. I don't want to go through that. Saying 5 million flat fee, the public doesn't know. Right, Teach. Oh, then what it do, family? How you feeling, bro? You get for Spence fighter for a chance to win undisputed, second chance on top. Yeah, I get you. But I feel like, I'm just saying, if he's not healthy, I don't see what the reason is. Then I know he want that opportunity because he want that ultimate goal to achieve undisputed at 147. But I think he's giving everything to 147. You get what I'm saying? I think he's giving it all. He said it won't be. Right. What's going on, Shawala? Salute to the queen. How you feeling today? Appreciate you stopping through. Mama Bear is doing pretty good. Appreciate you as always. Rest find out. I'm tired of duck talk. Yeah, right. I can't wait to see that, bro. I can't wait to see it. do better at 147 for real. If he goes in and gets Blu-ray, he already knows he has to take Buzz serious this time, because I think he didn't because of Buzz's resume. Possible. With all the negotiation, he lashing out at everyone. And again, I don't think a lot of people are understanding or putting themselves in his shoes. They just critiquing him. They just critiquing him, man. Again, that's how I know the difference when people are being fans and when you actually put yourself in the shoes of the fighter. You'll have a different understanding for where they're coming from. You get what I'm saying? Bole, what it do, family? I think Bud is being Bud. Yeah, even Bob say he was a pain in negotiations. All facts, Rocky. True indeed. True indeed. Salute to the Queen, Sheena. You feel me? So look, man, I just can't. Steve Nelson need to let Bud speak for himself. I listen to a fighter and they're not their gym mates. We need Bud to speak out. Nah, that's all true. But that's why I say, man, if it's going this way already, I would hate to see all these negotiations over for him again. It'll be so draining. You get what I'm saying? It'd be so draining. It'd be so draining. Upper echelon, I missed him. Salute to my bro. Upper echelon sports bar. What it do, family? How you feeling, bro? How you feeling? But look, and that was just my opinion, right? So if I want to put this out there, if this is all going on there, it looks like Earl had to strap his, his belt on and prepare for another grueling ass negotiation that I don't think he needs in his career. You get what I'm saying? That's just me. But I can't tell him what to do, and I'm gonna support whatever he do, right? It's all good. I'm gonna support it, but it's very draining. Like we just want fights that we can build good conversations around and make good content off, not hearsay, not half truths. You get what I'm saying? Not what if this. I just want to know. And again, we know that the rematch is in the contract, but what we don't know is how Bud is going to play it out. What we do know is what Steve Nelson said, but what we don't know, like Shawa said, is what Bud said, right? So again, I just don't want to see if it got to be all of that. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to see if it got to be all that. EJ giving everything to 147, man. More sacrifice? And think about it. They talking about more money. Where that's going to come from? Like, I don't know, man. EJ, man, you gave it everything, bro. I'm saying this as a supporter of his. He gave it everything. I would not be mad if he decided to take his talents to 154 where he belongs. That's all I'm saying. But if he decide that, hey, man, you know what? Since he being difficult, I'm going to take the fight at 147 and fight him again. I'm going to support it because that's just how I'm cut. You get what I'm saying? I rock with him, man. I rock with him. Salute to the Queen, Sheena, becoming a channel member, joining the family 2 times over. Much love, much appreciation.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Appreciate you being a channel member, joining the fam, Sheena. Appreciate you. Yeah, Rick, he's a real one for sure, and you just don't get a lot like him. And hey, Rick, he may be so real, it's going to be to his own detriment because of the person that he's working with don't share the same morals and principles as him. Is that safe to say? Because I'm trying to be a guy that I'm not going in on fighters unnecessarily. I'm going to just put this stuff out there and be as fair to the situation as I could be. He's so real that it might be to his own detriment if the guy that he has to do business with on the other side, that's half of the fight, right, being made, don't share the same principles and moral standard and code that he do, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's difficult when it's like that. It makes it lopsided. Right, Bole? True indeed, bro. True indeed. He gonna want that. Man, you already know, Upper, it's all good, family. Appreciate you, fam. You already know, appreciate you. Ain't never late, always on time. Philly, what it do, homie? How you feeling, bro? Again, Sheena, I appreciate you being a channel member. We appreciate you over this way, supporting this Just Do Boxing grind, being a family. That's just going to make EJ win. So remarkable. Red, right. I'll take honor over a win. Hey, Rick, that's because you got morals, principles, and standards, bro. You dig, Rick? You got morals, principles, and standards, bro. And it ain't hard to, you get what I'm saying? It's just easy that your stance will be that because I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. Right there with you, bro. Right. Facts, Alden. That's true. I mean, you make sense. That makes sense, bro. It makes sense. And that's why I was saying That's what I was saying. You should just go ahead and move on. Y'all make sure y'all punch that like button for your bro, man. Sub to the channel if y'all haven't, man. We gonna just keep on rolling. D1, my guy, what it do, bro? Brody? How you feeling? Getting a Canelo fight is a waste of breath. Anybody speaking to Canelo isn't gonna get anything from fighting Buzz, so why would he? And he even said it himself, D1. He said it himself. He said it. You ain't even had to say it. We ain't had to say it, right? He said it. He said they ain't gonna give him no credit if he fight Crawford. That's what he said. He said it. So to think that he's gonna fight him now, I just don't know. Especially after saying they're not gonna give him credit for it. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's wishful thinking, man. That's wishful thinking. Jumping them weight classes, that's wishful thinking. But I ain't putting it past them. But that's wishful thinking, though. That's a lot. Talk to him, Mikello. It's easier to look in the mirror when you have morals and standards. Bud's been through a lot, and he's even felt slighted by his mom. Hurt people. Talk to him, Mikello. I said this, bro. I said this. This is why the only thing that fuels him, Mikello, is the same energy that his mom showed him. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that to be funny or disrespectful. Look at the energy. It would be considered tough love, right? What the boxing world give him? What he feel like the boxing world do? Slighted him, dissed him, never gave him his credit. That's why that's the only thing that fuels him, because that's what he's used to being motivated by. I believe that's a big part of what made Bud Crawford, that he's able to fuel off negativity and thrive off it. You get what I'm saying? I really think that's a part of that makes him tick, so to speak. You saying something, Mikello, that's real talk. So again, salute to the Queen Sheena, man. Salute to my baby girl, Miss Just Do. How you feeling, baby girl? Appreciate you stopping through. In the mirror, when you stand the person staring back, all true. D1, all true. Kaylin Williams, what's good with it? Nah, man, listen. Salute to you. Appreciate you stopping through. I would urge that you listen to the conversation a little bit more. Nobody at all, and especially over here. You know what I mean? Just Do Boxing represents the sport. I give everybody credit. I hate no boxers, no fighters, and I don't think nobody in my chat hates Bud Crawford. Let's just put that in perspective, because I want to be very clear. I don't spew hate on my channel, right? So what you're probably gauging, or you trying to fill the room out and you just gauging that people hate him. Let's be very specific as to what we're speaking on when we talk about Bud Crawford. Nobody hates the fighter that Bud Crawford is. Nobody hates his talent, his skill set, and nothing he brings to the sport. People don't like the way he do business. So if there's any hate, it's a disdain, should I say, with the way they feel like he do business from the viewpoint that people have, right? From the outside looking in, they feel like the way he moves and goes about business is not honorable. So people don't appreciate, nor do they like that about Bud. That don't mean they hate Bud. So nobody over here hates Bud. I want to be very clear. This is not a hate spew channel. I don't hate none of these fighters. You know what I'm saying? This is why I sit up and talk about them every day. I don't hate them at all. It's nothing to hate. I don't gotta like the way he do business though, right? If I have that stance, but I don't hate him. I don't think nobody in here hates him. You get what I'm saying? People just don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't like the way he move. Terence Crawford he's not. Yeah, right, D1. That's true too, man. A1 Hoop Zone, my brother. He said, I hate all of them equally and hate them who hates to hate. What's good with it, A1? How you feeling? But I just wanted to say that because I really take that very seriously. Like, I never want my platform to be looked at. No matter, it's a growing platform. It ain't the biggest, but I never want people in my chat to think that I'm sitting up spewing hatred towards Bud. Like, he's a great fighter, bro, and he proved it to a lot of people that didn't think it. So I have no hate for him at all. None. On Spence and watching him over the years, I knew he was going to have problems with Bud in the ring, but also EJ has a big heart for the sport. I think he would still take the fight. I think so too, Alden. I think so too. If push come to shove, and that's something that he really want, I think he will. And that's big, Rick. That's big. The truth is not hate. And I want to be so clear. Like, man, I can't stress that enough. Do y'all know I genuinely enjoy getting up here talking boxing with y'all? I enjoy boxing too much to hate on the very same people that participate in the sport that I love, that make it what it is. Bud Crawford has been a great fighter for the sport. Nobody is perfect, right? But in terms of getting in there and handling business and representing the sport, he represents the sport at a very high level. Do that mean that he's squeaky clean and people gonna love everything he do? Nah, but don't nobody hate him. Like, if you truly love the sport of boxing, you love the talent that Bud Crawford is. You don't have to like how he moved, but you can love the talent that he possessed because it's real, bro. That dude can fight his ass off. That dude can fight his ass off. To right around 2018, I feel you, D1. Snoopy Mac, what it do, family? How you feeling, Brody? Saying sanctioned ball salute, fam. I understand hurt people, but he's bad for boxing in terms of business. People naturally follow suit. Top boxers, the trend is growing. That I feel that sanctioned balls. And again, see how you being very specific. You agree that hurt people, but you saying like in terms of business. See what I'm saying? Nobody hates the guy in terms of talent and what he's putting on in the sport. He's great for the, you get what I'm saying? He's great for the sport. He gets in there and whoop ass and he represents at a very high level, bro. So again, you don't got to love everything about him, but I just don't have the hate for none of these dudes. Like they ain't did nothing to me. You get what I'm saying? There was things that I don't like. Yeah, but we all adult enough where we should be able to discuss things that we have grievances with, especially us, the ones that spend our money. You get what I'm saying? We all bought this pay-per-view. I would like to think we all did. So, you know, I feel like some critiques and criticisms, I think it's too harsh. You get what I'm saying? People are feeling like, and then again, you think about it, we can go off of what his own promoter who worked with him for years had to say. He's hard to work with, right? And then when you see a lot of what EJ had to go with, that's right on par with what Bob Aaron was saying, right? That don't make him a bad person, but business-wise, people just don't respect the way he goes about it. That's just what it is. Thomas Hill, what it do? What it do, my boy? How you feeling, Brody? Big Keith, what it do, fam?
Yeah, salute like a champ.
Right, nobody hates him, bro. Want to be very clear. I love boxing, bro. I've been for the record, y'all. He turned pro in 2008. Spence he turned pro to 2012. Yeah, I was definitely watching Crawford before that. So I seen him first. You get what I'm saying? I seen him first. I definitely rock with him. It'd be crazy to not like him all because he fought Spence all these years later. Right? Nah, I rock with both of them. I just thought he was going to lose. Caitlin said he want more money if you go to 54. I hear that. That's what I'm hearing. People could acknowledge how good he is and still point out what he does, something without hating. B-Dog, that is a fact, bro. There's no hate. We don't spew no hate over here, bro. I don't hate none of these dudes, bro. I rock with them all. I interview any of them if they gave me their time. I'll talk to any of these dudes and let them speak their piece. You get what I'm saying? Before I would try to tear them down. The boxing chat be without y'all hating no bug. Yeah, right. Y'all hate no bug comment. Anthony, what's good with it, fam? Salute. Appreciate you stopping through. Y'all make sure y'all smash and have like button sub to the channel. Thomas, what's good with it, fam? What you got?
You got the best hand, Just, man. I'm just coming here trying to learn from you, my man.
Just trying to, my approach is just what has always been, right? Just do, man. I think I'm being fair to these people in this sport, and I don't just sound like another dude with a microphone. You get what I'm saying? Tearing down the fighters.
But yeah, you just got to stick around. You just got to stick around.
Stick around and tune into the conversation, and you will see exactly that. I love this too much to hate any of these dudes, but EJ is just a very honorable guy, and you know that saying in life, you know, nice guys finish last. Like you could kind of see this situation playing out. We're not trying to say he finished last by any stretch, but it's just in every situation, it don't seem like it paid to be as honorable as he was. But that don't mean he's going to change, right? And this is why we appreciate him so much. And I think at that same token, that's where the disconnect comes with Bud Crawford and the fans. They don't feel like he moves as honorably as his counterpart in Earl Spence. It's just that simple. It's an opinion of people, but it's based off, you know, a number of different situations where we have to draw, you know what I mean? We could come to this conclusion from, like, you get what I'm saying? Just think about what we hearing already. You get what I'm saying? We already hearing it. It could be difficult for him all over again. So I don't want to see that for that man. Get what I'm saying? I want to see him move on. If you sacrificed everything, literally your health, your body, everything, bro. Like your record, you put everything on the line. I don't think you owe it to nobody if you want to take yourself to a healthier weight class. But at the same token, whatever you want to do as a supporter of his, I'm rocking with it. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I can't do it, Anthony. Y'all don't want to hear no false narratives. I know y'all don't. And I ain't here to spew them. I just can't do it. I can't sleep good at night sitting up lying to people. It's just not something I'm ever going to be cool with. William, old school, what it do, brother? How you feeling?
But I just wanted to come on just specifically for that one person who administered that comment, man. If you stick around, you'll see that Just is honorable, and on top of that, he's fair. And you could tell that by what he said about Spence. He said, "Hey, yo, I rock with Spence. If this is what he want to do, I'm gonna support it. Do I believe this is what he should do? Nah, he gave everything he had at 147. You can see he was spent. So, you know, it wouldn't make sense for him to go in there and do that. But unfortunately, it's the way it is. And there is no honor among thieves. And like what we see is right now, you can be as honorable as you can be. You can be a solid, stand-up solid individual. But if you're working with somebody who is not, oftentimes that principle will win out because they don't have that same value.
Right.
They don't hold those same morals and they don't hold those principles to be true. So if theirs is different, there won't be no meeting. There won't be no halfway. You can't meet halfway with somebody who doesn't share the same principles and things as you do. They're going to look out for their better interests. Now, you had a man, and I'm just saying this to this person who said that, because he's saying you bashing or you hating on EJ. I mean, not EJ, but Bud. Do you rock with the way Bud moves? The things he do and say, the way he's been saying he's going to do this and then doing something else. Like if it was somebody in your life, more personal to you, would you be like cool with that? And if you're not cool with that in your real life, then you shouldn't be cool with that from people that you don't even know or deal with, because they're showing you something that's contrary to what you believe. And all he's saying is like, yo, he's been doing things that have been contrary to the belief that he holds and whatnot, and that's not cool. So, you know, that's all that is. Nobody hate that fool. I mean, hate that man because, you know, we don't even know him. We don't know him, and he's not feeding, clothing.
You know how long he been in boxing? Like he been in boxing through multiple weight classes way before him and EJ was ever a realistic fight. I appreciated him way back then. I remember the Bud Crawford with the little mini dreads and stuff like that. I just don't think people remember that guy. I remember the 135 pounder. You get what I'm saying? TERENCE Crawford. You get what I'm saying? We calling him Bud now. Like I was here for the like where people, it got to the point where it wasn't Terrence, but it was Bud. Like we ain't heard. You get what I'm saying? Like how many of y'all remember the Bud with the little dreads, man? Knocking people out, getting stoppages and stuff. Yo, Bud been nice. He's been nice through the weight classes, bro. So his talent has never been in question. But what people feel like they have gauged from what they've been able to see is the way he goes about the business. And again, we have many different solutions to draw from. More recently, more so this Errol Spence situation. Like bro said, how's Errol Spence honorable? I mean, it's easy. Don't take it out of context, right? Honorable not meaning that you're perfect. Don't think that, right? But in terms of boxing, in a way that he's carried himself, he's always gave us his word and pretty much delivered on that. And you can't really say or point to a time in his career where that hasn't been the case. And it's very, you know, Errol Spence is very easy to follow. Like he's a straightforward, straight shooter. He said what he was going to do and he do it, right? The only thing he said he was going to do and didn't do was beat Bud Crawford. And that's something you can live with as a supporter of his, because he gave it his best effort, didn't he? He went through the heavy lifting, collected the belts. He was a man in his word, didn't take tune-ups. Like he told you when he wasn't fighting Keith Thurman, he didn't do it. He told you the only man that he wanted to fight was who it was. And even if he had to be at a disadvantage when he fought him coming off a layoff, he a different guy. He a different dude. It's very easy to respect the way EJ moves for me. Like, but again, some people just look at Crawford and if they don't see this, they don't make the connection. Is not the same. That's all it's there. When you get to the business side of things and how one moves, you got people that just generally feel like, based off what they see, he doesn't move the way a person should. That's all. It doesn't mean nobody hate him. That's just one aspect of it, right? At the end of the day, we don't watch Bud Crawford because we know how great of a businessman he is. You get what I'm saying? The job that is still at hand is for him to go in there and fight, and that's what he does at a high level. So I feel like this is just a part. This is part of, you know, when you are in something as public as boxing, you're gonna be subjected to certain criticisms. You get what I'm saying? When certain bits and pieces of information get put out there about you, people are going to assess it and come to their own conclusions about you. And I think particularly when it comes to this, just the business side of people, they don't rock with the way he goes about things from what they can see from their vantage point. That's all it is. But pretty sure, like the average person, you truly love boxing, you got to appreciate the talent that is Bud Crawford. That'd be weird. I could separate the two. Bud Crawford, the businessman, and Bud Crawford, the fighter. And listen, I'm not here to say he's a bad businessman. Only thing I can say I could kind of agree with was what his promoter said. Maybe he's difficult, right? But I'm not about to tell no dude that's worth millions of dollars that he's a bad businessman sitting from my chair. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's tough to say for me. I'm not going to go that deep with it, but can I say he's being difficult, or could he be somewhat of an asshole? That's not egregious. That's not tearing him down, right? That's just a honest observation. Yeah, he can possibly be that. You get what I'm saying? And we just don't see that same thing with Earl Spence. Teach what it do, fam. Right, Dante. 2 cents boxing was good. I gotta get to her. I gotta get to it. And you've been through a lot. Boxing world should have much more respect and appreciation for Earl. He lost to the #1 pound per pound fighter. He's still a top fighter. Talk to him, 2 cents. You know it. Rick Thames, what it do, family? How you feeling, bro? Appreciate you sliding through. Man, that's right, though. That's right. It's some ocean from property in Buffalo. And why for sale if you believe that T-Bug getting a Canelo fight. Say Bug getting Canelo. Anything possible? Yeah, I don't see it. And what it teach what it do, family?
Oh, and McQueen. Yeah, I hope Ann McQueen come up here today. Man.
He is in the building, man.
Nah, came up here, Thomas. What's going on, man?
Oh, my God, what's good?
That's my guy right there. Respect to everybody in the chat. Peace to everybody. Shout out Al Booger.
What it do, family?
Al Booger.
Channel member as well. Salute to Al Booger, man. How you feeling, bro? Kendra, what it do, fam? Talk to me. What you got on it, Ant?
The way I look at Bud is, I mean, prior to this whole situation, what did we really have to say about him as far as how he carried himself as a business person, or his moral code, or his compass, or being a scrupulous person? What did we have to really say about him prior to this situation? So that's one question that I do have. And second, somebody just mentioned, I think it might have been you, Just, talking about what Bob Arum said. Bob Arum was also the one saying that he would lose money on several fights, so he wouldn't make these things happen. So when you got a team of people who don't believe in you, you got to figure out a way to navigate that. And that's what I see from Bud, in my personal opinion. Somebody who's trying to navigate the business. And this guy is literally figuring things out while he's on the job. And he stumbled upon something. It's almost like that briefcase in Pulp Fiction when they open it up and you see the gold light flash. They're like dealing with this situation, getting away from Bob Arum. He's kind of had that moment where he's seeing that there's more layers to the business, and seeing all of the moving parts and where the money is coming from and where the money is going, how much of it these guys aren't even touching. Like he alluded to, and I think it might have been that Earn Your Leisure podcast. He was talking about that, all the different avenues in which the money is coming from. So I think that's what it is for Bud. I don't think that he's just this dishonorable person. I think that he's really treating this like business, like it's like a job, nothing more.
True businessman, maybe you could say.
Emphasis on true. Emphasis on true too. Because we learned from one of the shrewdest.
Yeah.
Because I just don't like. I hear everybody when they like, yeah, he's not honorable. He on some hoe-ish, and I get that, but I like to run that straight line. So it's like I don't want to go that far, but I can say like I can have a different assessment and kind of get to the same point. I feel like shrewd, like he, all that stuff people talking about, as far as the morals and principles. I'm not saying he don't even have those, but I think when it pertains more particularly to this situation, it's a lot of things that people are not factoring in from his side of things, where you get what I'm saying, where you just not willing to understand how he's moving and why he's moving that way. But I think if you paid attention to how he talked and what he pays attention to, you could understand it a little bit more, maybe. I'm not saying it's cool. I want to be very clear. I'm not saying this is how I would do it. But again, whenever I speak on a situation, instead of I don't want to just have the criticisms. I also want to add some talking points where I'm trying to explore why he might be going this way. I'm not saying it's cool, but again, he feel like the boxing world ain't did him no favors. You get what I'm saying? Like he just don't have our views. And it's obvious, because if he did, he'd probably be moving a different way, right? if this is all true anyway. So again, man, I ain't here to bash him. I think you made a good point, Ant.
That's also one of the things I'm looking at too, L-Dub. He's got the same people around him
in the building.
My guy Jay Hardcore, shout out to Jay Hardcore. He was just talking about how Bud and Steven Nelson, these dudes been tight since they were yay high. So he's got the same people around him dealing with the same folks. Like, I don't think he could be that dishonorable of a person. I think he's just shrewd due to how he's been dealt with in the business.
Right.
And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. No, it's not to say that he's a victim, but you don't know what you don't know. And then once you do know, like they say, you know better, you do better.
True indeed. So it's just many ways to look at it, and I hope we being clean, you know. The effort is always to be fair with any situation, and I don't just want to be another dude yelling he this and he that. Like, again, without even trying to possibly understand, like, I don't see how that could be fair to the situation if you're not going to at least from the vantage point we sitting at, try to put yourself in his shoes. We you know, hypothetically, you can do that. You get what I'm saying? And at least try to understand rather than just, and that's just, maybe that's my way of thinking, because that's how I do things. I be really wanting to understand, and I feel like it'd be more to it than just, you being a hoe. Like, get what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, I don't know, man. Asshole, shrewd, he's giving you his ass to kiss, maybe flexing the A side. Like, those are some of the, you get what I'm saying? I don't go straight to attacking his character. Like, I go to the things that you know, the positive, you know, you flexing, man. Just call it what it is. You flexing, and you being a bit of an asshole about it as well, and you don't care. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see how that, I don't hate him. I don't hate him for it. I ain't saying I would do it that way, but I don't hate him for it. I'm not mad at him for it, and I'm not surprised by it. Salute to him. That's just what he doing, flexing his A side, being an asshole, he being Bud. And again, like you say, he treating this shit like a business, and he's not considering nobody's feelings, especially considering what he had to go through. I think you got to factor that in. Some things that you really got to, you know, add to the mix. Like, he ain't just wake up one day and, oh, you know what? You get what I'm saying? Like, so I get it, but I get it. The morals, principles, trust me, fellas, family, we all in line with that. But I'm just exploring, you know, if you devil's advocate, if you will, man, it's always a rhyme and reason for something. And I just don't always think everything is as cut and dry as somebody just being a piece of shit. Like, you get what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. We got to be able to compartmentalize. You know, I told you this prior. EJ is my guy too, but if we can sit here and say that, all right, he was weight drained, or there might have been a possible neurological issue with him, that's the way he looked like that, and be able to separate that from what occurred and look and hold both of those ideas.
Right. I get everybody. I get all the points. I really get it on both sides. And I think for me, when we had a conversation, the only reason to explore this other side is to create balance. And for people that's listening to understand that this ain't a one way, this ain't no Bud hate. Like, you get what I'm saying? I think that's what this allows this to take place. People to really hear. Like, we also trying to see it from his end as well. But, you know, we still gonna have our feelings to how we feel like things seem like they should be. It should be smooth to me. It shouldn't be a bunch of run around. He shouldn't be having to. And if I want to be clear, if this is any of this situation, nobody wants to see another long dragged out negotiation situation. Don't nobody want to see that. Respectfully, nobody. Yeah, bad business, but I feel you. And y'all just feel, and again, the words we use, honorable and, you know, principles, morals, things like that. Like, I guess if you're not applying those things here, then that's I think that's how you looking at it. And that's why I said the best word I could say, shrewd businessman, and just saying the hell with y'all feelings. And it ain't no place in business for the feelings, right? And being all emotional, right? So that's how he dealing with it, bro.
No, exactly. Because then we start attacking people's character as opposed to just looking at negotiations for what they are, negotiations.
Right. And again, see, that's why I'm glad you came up here, because y'all know I'm fair. So ain't no way in hell I'm gonna sit up here and be capping, none of that. This is a real discussion. And I think that's what people are forgetting. And that's the part that I try not to get to. Like people mix the two, and it's hard to do that. It's hard, like, to say because you're going about things in this manner when it comes to business, that makes you a piece of shit. In every other facet, it seemed like that's how people, and you can't mix it all in to say it's not all the same, man. It's like this is business, and we say this all the time, but it's like we don't acknowledge it when it's being done right in front of our faces. But we are acknowledging this is not the way we feel like it should have to take place if this is in fact the case. But again, it is business, man. So it is what it is, man. And again, I can't stress this enough. If this is the direction of it, right? I just feel like the man sacrificed enough to the sport, to 47. This is why we love him for it. And I could support him with whatever he decided to do, because he gonna be a man about his at the end of the day. He took his loss the same way he take them wins, on the damn chin. So I mean, I respect him. I rock with him. I know Bug got his stance, his position, and he got his rhyme and his reason for what he's doing and how he's doing it. And I'm just not the guy to kill him for it, right? I'm not. It is what it is, right? No feeling sorry for nobody in this situation. Earl Spence may have lost, in the ring, but he's still a winner at the end of the day, and that's how I'm gonna look at it. So I would like to see what is going to be, but again, if it's some grueling negotiations at all, and I'm saying if, I want to be clear. So if that's the case, I would like to see him just move on and be great at 54, and then let Buzz continue to be great and see what he do. You get what I'm saying? I would like to see it.
Hey, Jess.
I just want to say, William Old School, I understand the sentiment as far as EJ, extending to Bud and giving him this opportunity, but also it wasn't some unrequited thing. EJ's goal was to become 147, so Bud brought something to the table too. It's not like it was just some one-sided thing. Like he was doing him some sort of favor.
Dub, you made a fact though. Yeah, and that's why I say he said, was Bud discernible when he was supporting Spence and amateurs? He went to the Olympic trials to support him. That's real, man. That's why I say, well, yeah, I think we're with Bud after this. I'll get you 2 cents. This is why I say, like, look, I could understand it on both sides, but I haven't come to the conclusion that's as harsh as everybody else's, or the people that just feel like, his character is in question because of this. I don't know. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because this boxing that we talking about too, man. And we know how this game could be. Cutthroat, dirty game. Like you got to be on top of these things. And I truly believe that EJ and his team were on top of those things. But when you got a guy that's as driven and is focused and hell bent on the task at hand, he was willing to do anything to give us this fight. And again, that's just why we going to always rock with this dude. This is why I could comfortably say, I don't care if he ever fought at 47 again. I don't care. But only if he wanted to do it. I'll be right there watching it how I watched the first one. You get what I'm saying? He's just a different dude. Salute to my bro A1 Hoop Zone, man. Dropping that dub on your boy, man. Salute to you, bro. He says salute. Hey, no excuses for EJ. Everything that took place, he brought it on himself, right? People only issues is the lies Bud be telling. Well, any MF with morals have issues, but I understand it's a business at the end of the day, though, right? And I think, like, that's the conversation we want to make sure I could understand. We understand moral and principle, but I also understand that he don't have to apply those same morals and principles to this situation, and he can just call it business. And morally, yeah, to be is integrity wise, things like that. Yeah, you like, man, that's a little shit. You get what I'm saying? But it's like, you doing something illegal or you breaking some type of rules. That those are things I consider also. So at the end of the day, I look at it for what it is. It is business, and it's not
absolutely, Justin. I separate the two personally because I'm a bigger EJ fan than I am a Bud fan.
Right.
But in my mind, in terms of how this situation is going, I think that it would be great if he were to fight him at 154. Give him that opportunity. But that's favor. Integrity is what lies in the contracts, and what lied in the contract was whoever won the fight was the one who had the option to choose which way the rematch would take place.
Right.
And that's just the bottom line. You know what I mean? Like,
so that's why I say, like, it's okay for people not to like it and it not be considered hate. I want to speak for those people as well. For the ones that don't like it, I ain't saying I'm cool with it, but I'm cool with understanding that he ain't doing nothing that's against any rules. I'm also fair enough to point that out. You know what I'm saying? So I rock with both guys, and I could try to understand it from both points of views. At the end of the day, the worst he's doing simply what he's allowed to be able to do. So you get what I'm saying? And it shouldn't surprise nobody. You know what I mean? Whatever he decided to do, because we don't know that yet until he come out.
Doug just made a great point.
You know what I'm saying?
We haven't had a single announcement from Bud yet.
All. And again, I ain't want to like, you know, kind of rehash this all over again. But my conversation was a little bit like, all right, well, what if we move past this, and what if Spence does move on? Because then you got you know, I did some reading. I see Steve Nelson feels like but Bud Crawford or Boots don't have the following nor the experience to fight a Bud Crawford right now. Salute to my bro.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your JusDueBoxing.
About to the troll that started all this Bud dishonorable narrative. He don't make any decision. Notice he didn't tell y'all the date for the rematch. Got y'all again. Yeah, Dub. Right. So again, like I want to know, what do y'all think about that? You know, what do y'all think about him feeling like? And I know his word ain't everything, but that is something to think about. You know, he's saying he don't have the following or the experience, but I don't know, man. Like I feel like it ain't too many people that follow the welterweight division that would want to see that fight. So I mean, like the attention would be there for the fight. There's no way that he fights him and people are not interested. I don't see that. But the experience, I mean, it's hard for him to gain that experience if he's unwilling to be, you know, awarded with an opportunity to gain this experience. He's not getting a chance to do it. Nobody is getting in there and giving this dude a chance. So it's like at this point, we can't hold it against him. It's to the point where, you know, how many more fights do we need? 40? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, who's there like that he needs to fight to prove that? You get what I'm saying? I think we passed that. I think it's past what people feel at this point is what needs to happen if you so happen to still participate at 147. And ain't the dude I'd be at mandatory. So all this he ain't got experience and a following. I look, he right there. So hell with all that is the order, the natural order of things is he right there. And I would love to see the fight. I'm not against seeing it. And I think when we start saying things like he don't have a following and an experience, that's just two more reasons to not give us the fight. If it can happen. That's all I'm saying. I'm always going to say that. Like, so again, you campaigning anywhere still at 47. I think that's the fight that most people that follow the weight class in the division in boxing want to see anyway. Post-fight presser, yeah, he said it. He said that he'd fight at 54. And again, I want to be clear, y'all. That's Steve Nelson. That conversation came from Steve Nelson starting that. Bud ain't said a thing yet about that, and we could all be falling for a trap. So that's why I say I'm very open to it not being the case. But I was more so past that because I kind of had that conversation yesterday. For the most part, I had the tweets in here and all that. But you know, he also spoke up about Boots, and that's also a hot, you know, a name that they've been mixing up and people been wanting to see the fight. So I know personally I would love to see it. You know what I'm saying? Big Damon, what it do, fam? They fought 54 wouldn't be fair for no belt, be for no legacy. Fight just to get back for the fans. I get that. It was a little whisper though, to Big Damon that it could be potentially for a belt at 54, a vacant belt at 54. That was just something that's out there. I don't know what's gonna happen, but you know, I heard it. You know, Kaylin, I mean, look, for the real ones, bro, for the real ones, like that's leaving no doubt. It ain't no excuses to be made. You get what I'm saying? Like you go up 54, especially if that fight happened and you lose, like you won't hear it from me. So I can't vouch for it, you know, and I know these people on the panel, we ain't, and in my chat, we ain't looking to make excuses. So, hey, if we just want to see what was in the contract, and just based off, like I said, the natural direction of things, we thought they was headed for a rematch at 54. So maybe that's still the case. Steve Nelson ain't his word ain't law. You know what I mean? His word ain't law. He did say things specifically when he spoke about shooting down false narratives. It makes it seem like what he's saying is the truth after that. But we still got to keep in mind he's not Bud Crawford. He is man, but that's not Bud Crawford. Joe, what's good with it, Joe? Whole court want to be just like Bud. Yeah, man. I say, look, embrace it. They already giving him the treatment. I say, take it. That man, 26 years old. Like that. I think what y'all missing. I'm gonna say this and not even to get all into it. That man, 26 years old, and the only thing he had to do to start getting called coons and all, you know what kind of jacket that is to put on somebody for real, for real. I think people overlook it because it's boxing. When it's a fighter you don't like, you don't look at it like that. But think about it. What's worse, somebody getting called a bitch, knowing that y'all fighters and fighters do that all day, or somebody calling somebody a coon and really like placing that jacket on them, and people running around the streets and calling that man that all he did was say who he thought won or lost the fight, and that's all it took. Just think about that. So think about it. They calling them snakes for things that he has no control over. If we just being all the way honest, because the only snake shit y'all could be talking about is money. And I said this before, if y'all think it's like when it comes to every other fighter, we understand that they're not responsible for the things that y'all make Shakur responsible for. He can't decide who gets paid what. He can't go in there and crunch the numbers and say, yeah, after crunching the numbers, oh yeah, I'm gonna get X amount. Yeah, and he gonna get it. That's not the case. So it's like a lot of times people are putting the responsibility that his team has on him and how things work out from a business standpoint. Like fighters fight. Reed just told y'all that. He told us all that. You get what I'm saying? There's no different with him. He's not in there controlling his business the way people would like to make it seem like, so they can push a narrative that makes them feel cool. But that the fact of the matter is, that young man, 20-0, on his way to being a 3-division champion. I think he's carving out a pretty decent career for himself. Just keep your head down, keep winning, bro. And Boo's got more fights than Spence. That's what I'm saying, Big Keith. That's why I say, like, I get it. The following, like, that's subjective. The experience, like, we all know that's kind of the obvious angle that they're going to pull because he's not being given an opportunity to do so. So it's like, how long is y'all going to push that? You get what I'm saying? Mike Biggs boxing, my bro, what's good with how many times Bernie said something that didn't turn out true? Right. Bernie be going in. Bernie be going in, don't he? What's good with it, Mike Biggs? How you feeling, bro? I fight all my mandatories is just another lie told by Bud. Because he don't want that fight. Yeah, Boots would be the mandatory. That is just something he said. That's true. But again, I think for me, I think he gonna need a substantial bag to take the risk because Real always recognized Real from fighter to fighter. Despite, you know, I don't think it's nobody that Bud to get in the ring with that he don't feel like he can beat, right? And I think it's no different with Boots. I know a lot of people would say like, oh, he ducking him or he's scared to fight him. Bro, I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that. I don't think he's ducking him. I don't think he's scared of him. I think he told people what it was, and he said it pretty much without having to say it. Like he's not taking that kind of risk without a proper bag being attached to it. I don't know if could you be mad at him at the state that he's in. You get what I'm saying? He's 36 years old. It ain't about just the guts and glory no more. If we being realistic, 36 years old, yeah, cashing out and all that stuff is real, but not saying he's going to take challenges. But I think that specific challenge is going to have to come with a substantial bag. And I don't know if I can be mad at that. I just don't know. For the point that he's in it, like, I don't think he want to go backwards. And I'm not saying he can't get paid for the fight. I don't know how the numbers will work, but I think that's the only thing that would, you know, influence him to get in there. You get what I'm saying? And who knows if he even staying at 47 for real. So we don't even know. Right, Rick Timms. That's why I try to keep it balanced, man. I do. I really do. I try very hard to keep it balanced, man. Things gonna happen at 54, but want more money. Yeah, and that it's just where the money gonna come from. It's a lot of questions, so you just don't know what will happen and how it'll all play out. Yeah, Jordan. See, that's why I don't. For me, I just don't. I try not to go that far, but I hear people. I hear y'all. I hear everybody that feel like that. But I just think, I don't know, man. I just don't go that extreme from it, right? I'm stuck you in the game does every damn day. Yeah, right. Yeah, you know I gotta, but I always gotta make sense out of it though, man. Cause he joking, but I know a lot of people that don't be. Zoom verse, my bro. Peace and blessings to you. Angel Diaz in the building. I really like him. I don't know. I would say I really like him, but I don't know. I feel you. It's gonna be the same guys, some upset guys in Shakur's career. Continue to talk. They do about Shakur and Keyshawn because Crawford, their mentor, is whack. Yeah, man. I mean, look, to have him as a mentor don't seem like a bad thing. That don't mean you got to follow in his footsteps and do everything he do. But it's a lot of game to be given. It's a lot of paying it forward that Bud has been doing. I think and pouring into them young dudes. And I think it's going to pay dividends for them. I don't think everybody even got access to above Crawford level talent, at their disposal. And anytime they happen to be in camp, if that fighter don't have something going on, he right there in your camp working with you and constantly giving you the game, keeping you sharp. Think it, And again, there's more than one way to look at that dude. See, people will call him all types of stuff because of the way they feel like he moved, particularly when it pertains to EJ. But then you look at the situation in terms of how he paid forward with them two young kids, man, and them young youths trying to make their way. You got to respect that. You got to respect it. You get what I'm saying? That's what paying it forward is. So, I just can't. I'm not too extreme, man. I know not to look at one situation and try to demonize a guy for it because we can't understand or don't agree with what he's doing for him. But at the end of the day, his sole purpose, his team's sole purpose is to put him in the best position possible with the feeling. And do you think he can do that if he's always considering how somebody that has nothing to do with the situation feels? You think he really cares? So just think about that. Like, if it's our business, put ourselves in his shoes. Do you think we care about how people feel when we trying to do what's best for us? When if you put yourself in his shoes from his vantage point, where he feel like a lot of those same people don't even rock with him for real, just think about it, man. That's why I say it don't make it right, but I'm always trying to understand. Instead of just, I will have my assessment or my criticism toward this situation, but I'm also gonna always try to understand. And you just would be lying to yourself if you would say like you don't see none of those things being contributing factors to why he is the way he is. Like, it's almost like, I guess because he's so fueled by the hatred and the negativity, he felt like that's all that's been there for him. He hasn't necessarily been focused on people showing him love. Like, you don't hear him speak about that. People showing him love. He always talking about making people eat their words, how they doubted him, never give him his credit. Like, that's the mentality of the guy. So if you think that way, you would think that's going to play into the way you move, right? When you feel like people don't rock with you, you get what I'm saying? You giving so much. Think about it. The man was 39-0 and was undisputed and all that, and people still running around talking about he never fought nobody and never did nothing in his career. I'm just exploring that other side. I'm being real with it. That's not the conversation people want to have, but that's probably why he is on it the way he is on it. And I
agree, Just. And also with the new media, I said this a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
I used to be on a lot of the LDBC channels, and guys would be crapping all over him and favoring EJ. And I didn't really mind the favoring EJ because, I favor him over Bud personally. But, to your point, it's like, what the hell am I? If I'm undisputed already at 140 and a champ at 135, and you still talking about I ain't fight nobody, I ain't do nothing, and this, that, and the third.
That's all I'm saying. I'm saying those.
And then you got your own promoter coming out talking about how he can't make money off you and he's losing fights off you and this, that. And then remember, he was supposed to have that Pacquiao fight. Pacquiao signed on.
Just put yourself in shoes.
Fight happen for whatever reason. Pacquiao ends up coming over to fight the PBC. He was supposed to fight Spence with the retinal tear. Then he ended up getting Ugas, but that was supposed to be Terence Crawford in that fight.
Right. And all he did was beat everybody that they put in front of him. And think about that, to continue to get the slight and people saying what you not and what you're not doing, but you constantly doing it. Ain't nobody beating your ass. You constantly getting in there winning, but the only thing you hear in masses is what you not doing. Like, the people, hey, you're not doing this. He ain't do this. He ain't do that. It's like, bro, he take all that to the bank. You will have, it's no way you can ignore all of that. I've heard people say he had 39-0 and they fought nobody. It's like, damn, you think like that of him? You gotta give him more credit than that, because then it's always that just 50-50 is that chance that he wins this fight when it happens. So it's like, is that the way you really want to assess him as a talent? He ain't did nothing, he ain't fought. Resumes don't win fights. Some people had to learn it the hard way. He taught me it. He taught me very
absolutely, just resumes don't win fights. And then here's the other part too. As a fan, right? If you're an Errol Spence fan like myself, saying this guy hasn't fought anybody and then he made our guy look like that, then what the hell does that say about our guy?
Plaza, what it do, fam? Yeah, right. True indeed. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say, like, my balanced approach, I love it because I'm never not gonna be fair to people. I feel like I'm very solid, straight down the middle. Like, you get a man his credit, and look and try to understand it the same way that's how I do situations. I be wanting to understand. I'm gonna feel a certain way, or I'm gonna think a certain way about a situation when I assess it, but I'm also gonna give him that benefit to at least try to see it from his point of view. That's all. Heavyweight bags hitting different anyway. Absolutely. Koki Plaza, what's good with it? Canelo's not gonna lose the Iron Man. Yeah, man, it's a tough fight. Tough fight. You get what I'm saying? You already know Canelo is gonna be tough, and I think he's gonna really get up for this fight because he want to prove a point, and I could see him looking better in this fight than he did in his previous outings. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be an uphill battle for Mel. It's not a fight that he can't win, but a lot has to go right for him to pull this off, and that it might be too much of a hill to climb, so to speak. Skillfully, talent-wise, he has all his talent and skill to be able to pull this fight off, but he ain't just fighting Canelo, and that's just my personal opinion. He ain't just fighting Canelo. You're gonna be fighting the judges, you get what I'm saying, and you fighting a guy that's definitely very experienced, and even if he's on the slide, he's still very dangerous. And you jumping up to 14 pounds, and it's a lot of things, man. It's a tough fight for him, bro. You think they say don't matter? He's still 2-time. Yeah, big demon. It don't matter. But again, I always want to try to provide conversations where we be fair to people in a sport that's not fair. You get what I'm saying? See him in the ring again. True, Kello. Facts and true indeed, man. With facts be dog. I'm all again, see how it's non-stress everybody is, man. You ain't got to kill the fighters, man. Just it is what it is, man. I just like the conversations, man. I definitely had the thought of him fighting Boots Ennis is exciting. I don't care what nobody talk about. I love to see it because athletically, man, he can keep up with the things that Terence Crawford do, the craftiness of a Terence Crawford, right? Athlete to athlete, man, Boots would be step for step. So the only thing people would truly be banking on is something like experience. Because his following don't matter. It don't matter what your following is when you're in that damn ring. And the experience, I give you that. That could matter in a fight like that, for sure. And that's where they might have to hang their hat, because I feel like athletically and from a talent standpoint, and they got some similarities, man. And Boots can be in step with the things that Crawford do from a craftiness, like being crafty and just them quick twitch movements and things like that. Boots can do. He can do the same thing. So that fight would be very intriguing, and it might have to come down to Terence Crawford leaning on experience to do something with the young kid. Because again,
absolutely, it would be a fantastic fight, Just. But I think that the mentioning of the following falls in line with the theme, the overall theme of this live, which is the business. That's all that comes down to. I think that at this point, you already said he's about to be 36. The man is going for the gusto. He's looking to cash out, and unless they make it worth his while in that regard, if they're offering him some exorbitant amount of money, then yeah, I can see it happening. But aside from that, I see why he's going after the winner of
Canelo
Charlo. Now, does he get that fight? Who the hell knows? But clearly, he's trying to cash out.
Buckle up. What it do, homie?
And I can't blame him. Get that money.
Right. And I just try to understand. And again, 36, coming off his biggest win of his career. You get what I'm saying? He want to get paid, and rightfully so. It is prize fighting, and I feel like he'll take the challenges as long as the bag makes sense. That's my personal opinion. So I think that's what his mentality. And again, this is what I think. I think that's what his mentality is going to be moving forward. Hey, yeah, you want me to fight who? Oh, what that bag look like? And that's just me being real with it. People don't have to like it, right? You don't have to like it, but it's what it is. He pretty much told you it. Like, I feel like since this winning the fight, that press run that he was doing and the media run, I felt like if you was listening to the things he was saying, he was being as honest as I think he's ever been in his career. Ever. Like, he was very open and honest. Yeah, I want my money. I want the hell's about the bread. Yes, it is.
Get paid, man. Cash out.
You get what I'm saying? I want my money. What y'all talking about?
It was his biggest win in more ways than one, not just for his resume or for his legacy, but also to your point about the press run. I was talking about this with Jay earlier. Yo, I seen this dude on like Gayle King. He's like on CBS. He's on
running, making his press
he
run.
was on a crazy promotional run. Parades, all types of things. So
I get it. And milk it, bro.
His profile is higher than it's ever been.
Right. And he just want to continue, I think, to capitalize off that. And I don't think he could be wrong. Again,
and as he should.
Yeah, we don't have to like it, but I'm still real enough to give him that and say, like, you know, got to be real and say you're not wrong for that. He keep being that open and honest. I appreciated that Bud Crawford that was talking. Man, that was everywhere. Like they try to say, well, we know it ain't all about the money, but no, he's like, nah, it's about the money. Like, let me correct you. Let's make no mistake about it, bro. 36 years old, there you talk about. And that's what I'm saying. It's no longer a boots fight for a fight fan. If you a fight fan, yes, we all love it. I love it. Any kind of way I could get that fight, I would love to see it. But just him at 36 years old, he like, man, I know that dude dangerous. I know it. You only real always recognize real. He knows talent when he see it. He like, bro, yeah, y'all want me to fight him? Okay, what y'all gonna pay me? And then it's like, oh, well, he can't. What? He not though. It's no longer for just the guts and glory. He's not 26 no more. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's not at that age where it's, you know, they still fighting on bravado and how I'm gonna play in this clip. How CHARLO said he fight for pride. He said, hell with the money. Like, but again. I bet you the CHARLO now won't be talking like that. You get what I'm saying? And that was the younger version. I'm glad I got that clip to just kind of highlight that. Yeah, you move differently when you're younger. Yes, more bravado probably involved in your decision making. But at 36 years old, bro, you don't think he came out of them negotiations trying to learn something? You get what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Rick, always, bro. You know what I'm saying? So look, man, it is what it is, man. You know, I just always want to understand because I don't have all the answers. And it's the easy thing to do is it's very easy to critique anybody in any situation. That's easy. But I think it's, you know, that's the easy part, you know, but to try to understand, I think that's where to work at. So because you just would never know. I don't know. I can't. And I just refuse to believe that it's as cut and dry as with people because I don't know, man, dude. Solid in more ways than one, man. Like I just don't think people have identified with it because they focus so heavily on what they believe is, you know, his business side of things, and you know they feel like that's what his character is. How he moved is how he is in every situation. I just don't know if that's the case. I don't feel that way. Makes it
neither do I, and part of it is.
New era is just that.
You know, on like social media outside of fighting and stuff like that, and seeing how active he is with his family and things of that nature. True. You know, that one video with his daughter losing the shoe and she's running at the track meet and his being at his son's wrestling events and things of that nature. Like it's hard for me to look at that guy and be like, yo, he's a flat out piece of crap, or he's just like this malicious. You know what I mean? That's why I kind of like the shrewd businessman thing a little bit more for me personally, because I don't look at him and say personally like this dude.
817, what it do, fam? He said excuses. Cecil, what it do, bro? And again, for me, like y'all know what the style is for me, so I think I'm only being me when I do this. You get what I'm saying? I want to be clear, like just because we give a man. You know, I guess with so many, I'm gonna give you your just due over here. Like I just am, and again, and it's not even so much that it's just, that's not the end of the conversation when somebody just critiques him and say what he is and how bad he, you know, that's not the end of it. There also is another conversation to be had as to, you know, maybe as to why he might have done these things. And like I said, man, it's some things, it's a lot of contributing factors that I don't think people, you know, factor in here and really say that, hey man, he might this, and especially when you focus so heavily on the things that's negative, you feel like you got that stuff all day. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you gonna move a certain way, and I think that's why he got this kind of I'm gonna prove you wrong kind of attitude. Like think about it, you a guy that's you thinking so many people going against you, but Vegas got you as the favorite. So just think about that. So it's obviously a lot of people that's thinking you're going to win if they got you as a favorite. You get what I'm saying? Because the odds will sway a lot of people. So maybe as many people wasn't going against him as he think, but in his mind, the world was going against him, right? So that's his position, that's his stance, and I'm not saying I'm cool with it. Again, I want to be very clear. I'm not saying I'm cool with nothing he's doing and how he's doing it, but I'm also going to be real enough to say maybe that's his reasoning for it. When you got a guy that, you get what I'm saying, respond and feed off negativity alone. Cecil, what it do, homie? Being boxing news, what it do? He said experience will hurt. Experience could matter, but youth could matter too. True indeed, bro. True indeed. Absolutely. So resumes don't win fights, but when it comes to boots, his matters. Yeah, facts, Mr. Kyler. That's why I say they can't do that. You know, resumes really don't win fights. I think, with over 30 fights, I think the time is now. If that opportunity is there for that young man, I don't want to hear he don't got a following or the experience. I'm not trying to hear that. You're not going to tell me that 26-year-old can't present one of the toughest fights for anybody that he get in the ring with, win, lose, or draw. So it'll make sense to see that if you're going to campaign at 47. That's an if. You get what I'm saying? 36-year-old Floyd be the young Canelo. So let's see the 36-year-old Bud fight Boots. Talk to him, man. What was Canelo, like 23? I think, right? Something like that. Thanks. I got you, D1. He said he's scared to fight Boots, and he want to keep Earl at 147 because he weaker there. By Earl's admission, y'all can explain away the BS, but he signed the contract. Yeah, but I don't think we explaining it away. I think we all acknowledge, we understand what's in the contract and what we'd like to see and how we would want to see it go, right? We would want to see it. I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody. I felt like I wouldn't mind seeing the fight at 54. You know what I'm saying? I thought that's where it was headed to. So, and then they still could be headed there again. So, because you ain't hear Terence Crawford say he wasn't going there. So, again, Steve Nelson, his word is not the law. You know what I'm saying? Like what he's saying ain't the end all be all. Just the same way Doug brought up Bernie, right? He get up there and say a bunch of stuff too that don't happen. Better chance of fighting EJ. Yeah, I mean that would be the easy. Like you would feel that way based because he was on the receiving end of the loss. But Boots gonna be a tough out for anybody he get in the ring with, bro. I think because again, I always ask people this: what is it that you feel like Boots can't do in the ring? Get what I'm saying? In the sport about like what is it he can't do? Like, and you start there, and then you look at it. You know what I mean? What is it that Terence Crawford could do that Jerron Boots Ennis can't do? I'm talking about physically, right? That's why I think Steve Nelson brought up experience because he got something there. Yeah, he'll have nowhere near the experience of a Bud Crawford, but he can't have that experience if people keep using that as a reason not to fight him. How is he ever going to get the experience without the opportunity? You can't get the experience without the opportunity. That's impossible. So I don't care about no following either because that's not why we following dudes to see who's popular. We know that'll be he'll present one of the toughest fights for anybody. I think, of course, y'all can. Of course,
I was telling you, man. I was telling you a couple weeks ago, just that it's looking like Boots might mess around and get Marvin Hagler.
Right.
Marvin Hagler didn't get a title shot until his 50th fight, bro. Boots is at like what 32 fights now, 33 or something like that. It's crazy.
Right. Say how much does Spence pay for 7 pounds? Right. He's saying to go up to 54. It's interesting. Your family more important than any boxing match. All facts. That is true. Or Thurman. We'll see. I mean, Thurman, I don't think could get in there with him. Bozy Ennis said he was offered that fight. You know what I mean? He was offered it to fight Keith Thurman. You know, I don't know or Keith Thurman was offered a Boots fight, and I don't know what's up with it. You know, and he keeps saying if he get a contract with Boots' name on it, he'll sign it and yada yada yada. I want to see it. We don't know what the contract says. True indeed. We just know what they put out there, right? Cuzzo, what's good with it? Ashley's corner, what it do? Cuzzo, how you feeling? The problem ain't listening to nothing. You say personally, all right. That's why I say, man, I'm always had a challenging day. Oh, I know how that is, man. Hopefully, you had a much smoother afternoon, Cuzzo. Safe travels too on that road. I'm always gonna be balanced with my assessments. I gotta be, because that's just who I am naturally. They don't. And again, I think people, if you're listening, then you know that's exactly what's going on. It doesn't mean nobody up here is justifying. We're having a more in-depth conversation because see, as long as we going in on them, that's cool. But we just going in on them, like that's the thing that's the lazy approach to me. I'm gonna just be real. Going in on any fighter in boxing for something that they do is the lazy approach. But then trying to understand and create some depth to the conversation is where the work lies. And I don't think people be liking that conversation. It's not, because the only way you can see it, if we're, especially with me, you should know I'm going to be balanced. With me, it's not about trying to justify what he's doing, but it's giving him, you know, somewhat of some balance on it. It's not just being the guy to come up here and say, ah, man, he's so wrong for this, he's that. That's easy. That's very easy. But is it unrealistic to speak on reasons why we think he may have this approach? That doesn't mean we're cool with it because we're having a conversation about it. It's meaning the conversation is going to be deeper than just tearing them down. And that's what, to be real, that's what people are doing. And they don't even know if this information is exact. So again, I definitely don't feel bad about being balanced with this conversation, especially given the fact that it came from Steve Nelson and not Bud. Get what I'm saying? That's what it is for me, man. I got to be fair. That's just how I give it up, man. Cobain, what's good with it? Drop that bag going on. Yeah, man, you're a fool, man. This is my thing. Experience comes from putting yourself in a situation. Neither Boots nor Bud has fought anyone like each other. Bud has fought the same types of fighters for the most part, and that's true. And then something to consider, something to think about. We wouldn't know for sure, but you know, just thinking and you looking on Terence Crawford's resume. You know what I mean? If you want to just say the guys at 147, because that's where Boots at, you get what I'm saying? You think he can beat those guys that he fought? You know what I mean? And outside of Earl, like, which one of those dudes would he not give a damn tough ass fight to, if not outright beat him? So I don't feel like a following is enough to not give him a fight, but I understand that the bag is not, you know, sizable enough for you to want to take the challenge, because if you feel like the risk is higher than the reward at 36 years old, just being realistic, he's not going to take it. Could you expect him to? I mean, we would hope for it, because just, again, it's being a fan, and then it's trying to put yourself in the shoes of a fighter. And it's not just about being tough and trying to, you get what I'm saying? But again, with him being an IBF mandatory, if you stand put, that is the fight that's the only fight I want to see for him at 47 if he stays there. Boots. You know what I mean? So again, the only thing I gotta understand is the money aspect, because of the age that he's at, and where I feel like he said it, he ain't gonna be around to his late 30s like that, and he already getting there. You get what I'm saying? So who sees him being here past another 2 fights? 3 would be probably stretching it. So I think when you consider that, the conversation is a little bit different. Like it forces me to have a different conversation, deeper than saying he's scared of somebody or he's ducking them. Like I literally just had to hear for the longest that he was scared of a guy that he went in there and beat convincingly. Like, they told me this. Did people push this? If I would have believed that, think about how I would have been thinking. The reason that fight is never going to happen because he's scared of that guy. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think that way. And I don't knock nobody that do. If you feel like the reason he won't fight Boots is because he's scared, have at it. I just fighting since you was 7 years old. Just fought a guy that everybody told me you was scared of and ducking him, and you would never fight. I don't know if I could ever believe. Like, I ain't believe it then, so I damn sure don't believe it now. And I always said this. I think, like Shakur had mentioned, guys just don't be wanting to lose. I think that's real. I think people be understanding the landscape of boxing, and they be trying to protect the bag. And I think in doing that, sometimes they don't take challenges that we would like to see them take on the way up. But you know, if people really understood how the business really worked, and I'm learning a little bit more and more each day. And the reason I say that is because, you know, that's how could any of these fighters get to the fighters we think they supposed to be if, you know, I guess their promoters and their teams are reckless with the way they move them. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know it sounds good to, you know, you think these guys are fighting, you know, killer after killer after killer. But the fact of the matter is people will never see a return on their investment. And we know this is business. So it's certain things that you got to understand ain't going to happen because it ain't time for it to happen. You get what I'm saying? It just don't make sense in terms of, you know, for somebody that's pushing their investment. And it's unfortunate because we ain't trying to hear that. We, the consumer, we just want to see the fight. But again, I have that same sentiment. I just be wanting to see the fights. But when you speak on this every day, you forced to try to understand that other side of it as well. So when a fight doesn't happen, you'll have some type of understanding of it. Like, okay, well, you could, you know what I mean? It's what it is, man. So I'm different, man. I'm just different. Someone coming from 168 to 154 destroys everyone. Right. Oh man, that's funny. Somebody fight Boots. He needs his payday also. Right. Boots need that bag, bro. He need to get that boy Boots that bag, man. Bud play chess. It's exhausting to hear that Bud is negotiating. Yo, yeah, from the rip. It's just like, oh, this all over again. Not again, bro. Not again. This is what wrong with Earl. He's a car accident, was drained, weight drained. And those excuses are facts. That is true. That is true. That's why.
Did he really hold that WBO strap hostage though?
In fact, you said it again.
No, but Sheena said that she hopes that Bud doesn't mess around and hold the belts hostage like he did the WBO strap against Errol. And I'm saying, did he really hold him hostage, or were there a series of setbacks that delayed what we eventually got?
And I think that's exactly what happened. That's why I say, like, when people don't appreciate Earl, I'm a little confused because, you know, it's by the stroke of good luck or grace of God, however you want to look at it, that this dude was even able to compete for undisputed. We being real, bro. Like, yo, man, the man, them setbacks really caused him to be at the weight class longer. And I think that in turn took him longer to complete his goal. And look how he still stayed the course, stayed diligent, went against what his people probably ordered, and still gave us a fight, because that's just the type of dude he is. That's why I really rock with him like that. And I just don't think a lot of people could have, you know, with the same circumstances, would have made it through the same stuff the way he did. I just don't think so, because I just don't see too many people having a situation you had. Like, you don't hear too many people nowadays say no tune-ups and stuff like that. They don't believe in tune-ups. So I think that just lets you know he's a different breed. He literally, with the circumstances that, you know, with the cards that he was given, whether the mistakes he made or not, right, he owned up to them. We all know what they are. I think, you know, look how close he still came. Just look how close he still came. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people probably wouldn't even made it that far, because I just don't see him, like I said, traveling that same path. And you get what I'm saying? He would have, most people I think would have had to abandon ship, and he stuck with it despite the setbacks and the fall one fight short, man. Like I say, he ain't got nothing to hang his head about, man. Real talk, he don't, yo. It is what it is, man.
1000%. But I'll say this though, Just the same thing that we all appreciate EJ for, myself included, is the same thing that frustrates me about him, because I feel like he could have been so much sharper had he had taken tune-ups. We could talk about David Amnesia, and I know somebody called him David Amnesia, but I actually like the fact that Bud took that fight and he kept himself fresh in the interim.
Right.
Like, yo, between this fight that just took place and the Ugas fight, it was a whole year. Then it was 2 years in between Ugas and Danny Garcia. I just wish he would have took more tune-ups and just kept himself sharp.
Yeah,
you know
it wasn't so headstrong with that. Right, I'm with you. P. Hunter, man, much love, much appreciation, bro. He said experience comes from putting yourself in a situation neither Boots nor Bud's fault. Anyone like each other? Yeah, that's fair, and that's the reason to see the fight. You get what I'm saying? Like, at some point, you got, you know what I mean? You got to be given an opportunity. You know what I mean? I think if it's anybody deserving, it's Boots. And again, that's if he's staying put at 47, of course. I'm not a guy that's trying to force Boots on him. And I'm just saying, if it makes sense and you sticking around there, then who else are people really going to want to see you fight? Because I feel like a lot of people don't care to see Earl fight you at 47 again, as opposed to, like, I know a lot of people would feel like if you're going to do that, you might as well fight Boots. And I don't think that's crazy to feel like that, because, you know, people don't feel like they need to see that fight against, particularly at 47.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
So we'll see, man. We'll see, man. We will see, yo. Salute to everybody in the bill. Y'all smash that like button for me. Did not look normal at all before a single punch was thrown. Yeah, he look crazy. Yeah, I see people have been speaking a lot about Snack too. I just would urge people to pay attention to how many people that use Snack. It ain't just Buzz. A lot of fighters, and I just refuse to think all those fighters are you know, doing something they shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they did Hagler so dirty for so long. Yeah, I think that's what retired him from boxing, the game, and how it went for from what it seemed like, seeing how his story ended with Hagler. You know, as people, yeah, right, Zoom. You know it. Bias bullshit destroys boxing. True indeed. Marquay, what's good with it, my bro? How you feeling? True Gertz, you know it. That's why over here, man, we just keep it solid. You know, you got your work cut out for you on this one. Yeah, man. Again, man, if you're listening, you'll know all I've been is fair with everything I've been speaking on. We've been fair and solid. We've spoke on both sides. We even, you know, spoke on what we think should happen and how we feel about it, the things that's going on. So again, it's all about being balanced, man. It's easy to get up here and tell somebody what they are based on what you feel like with a situation that you have very limited information on. Like, I can go deeper and deeper. Like, it's a reason why I don't go that far, because again, when people make these very permanent you know, kind of judgment calls on people based on things, like, think about how much of the knowledge or the much information, should I say, pertaining to the situation that you don't have access to. Start right there. I can't make such a permanent assumption with the limited, like, it could be anything going on, right? And it's like, I just can't, I don't go that extreme with it. It's not that extreme for me, but it's like, I can still tell you based off, like, I still share a lot of this people's sentiments when it comes to how you feel like things should have been going, or this shouldn't be another long dragged out grueling negotiation. I'm with all that, but at the same time, like I said, man, when you're him, you gotta, you know what I mean? I feel like Earl moves a certain way because that's just who he is, man. And that's who he's always been, the straight shooter. The other guy just goes about it much differently. Get what I'm saying? We heard it, like I said, you heard it from his promoter, things like that. So it is what it is, but I'm not here to kill him just because he's an asshole in business. Think about how many businesses wouldn't have lasted if somebody decided to be a fucking nice guy. If we being honest, think about it. So it's a lot to consider. It's just my mind go a little bit deeper, like, than just looking for a reason to call somebody something. And I feel like my approach is that because that's all I've seen people do before I even got up here. So I'm just not a fan of that. Like, I don't need to add on and pile on. That's why I present the information and let people process it how they want. You notice I never tell people they wrong. Nah, it ain't like this, it ain't like that. Let you have your opinion because everybody process everything differently. But I think when people don't hear you going extra hard, they think you justifying or you backing it or you condoning it and all that. And I think that's just gotta listen, because that's not the case. Get what I'm saying? The conversation need to be had, and it don't be had like this without all the rhetoric. It's easy to sit here and do that for an hour, 2 hours. It's easy to sit here and call a fighter everything but his name and not really get a conversation or, you know, a chance to be had, because it makes people think that you're cool with shit that you ain't. Like, I can't tell that man. Yeah, at the end of the day, if he's doing what's best for him, that's for him. That's what I expect him to do. The same way people should expect Earl to do. You got to do what's best for you at the end of the day, because it's business. At the end of the day, ain't nobody caring about how you feel. And being nice ain't going to put you in no situation but a bad one, especially in boxing. You know how this game is. So again, you know, even though it's honorable and we love it all principle, we love the man, like, in terms of what we understand to be Earl Spence. We love that energy, that straightforward man of your word. We love that. Get what I'm saying? We love it. But at the same time, is that always going to put you in the best position in business when it pertains to boxing? Yes, we love that. We're honorable men. We're going to always appreciate them, because that's how, in that situation, that's how a lot of us would move. Like honorable men, right? And I ain't saying the dude is being dishonorable, but in this case, you get what I'm saying? You got a guy that might not be considering that. And just like I said, shrewd as a mug. Like, man, hey, he learned the game from me. He dealt with Bob Arum for how long? 7 years? Do you think he learned nothing? Like, come on, man. You dealt with an asshole. Take one to know one. To say he hard
even
to
if it's by osmosis, you know, you picking up on things, you starting to discover things, put pieces together, and be like, oh,
you get what I'm saying? That's all. You get what I'm saying? It's crazy. Yeah, man. Man had the performance of his life. Now his age is a concern. Nah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think his age is a concern. I don't know if that's to me, but his age is a factor. And I think in determining what decision he's going to make next, I don't think it's a concern, but it's definitely a deciding or a contributing factor. I think, you know, it's a big difference between a guy that's 26 and 36 for sure. You know what I'm saying? Even 30 and 36. You get what I'm saying? And I think, you know, his age at this point will definitely play into, you know, how he goes about making his decisions based on where he's at in his career. Like, again, I don't think you make the same exact decision and choices at 26 as you do at 36. You get what I'm saying? I think especially if you're pertaining to boxing, because you know that's a 10-year gap. You would expect to be at a much different place at that point. So again, your moves and your thought process is going to be a lot different. You would suppose. So again, when I explore why he's might be going in this route, if that is in fact the route, that is why. Just in the effort to be balanced with the conversation. It's easy to say, sit up here and call him all types of stuff because I don't agree with it. But I don't do that with no fighter for the most part. So I ain't going to do it with him because the people are up in arms and mad about something that his man said that he didn't even say. Can't do that to him. You know what I'm saying? Boots reserved the welterweight crown. The guy holding the crown is not going to fight. True. He'll get stripped anyway. Eventually, he'll get stripped. You know what I'm saying? He'll get stripped. Yeah, prize fight for sure. A combination of both. Yes, he did. Let me scroll down. Talib Cunningham, what it do, family? How you feeling, bro? Y'all smash that like button, sub to the channel. Showtime sent. Oh, salute to Miss Joey. I see. I missed the fact you said did Showtime send Keith Thurman an offer for Boots. I believe Boozy Ennis spoke about it. I could pull the video up, man, and play it. It's not a long one, man. I believe YSM put that out a couple days ago as well. So Ty Sugar Ray was trying to play games with the rematch. Sounds familiar. Big dog. Boots is a snack as well. Maybe that's why Bud may not fight him. Yeah, Bud was snack too, though, Sheena. He was snack as well, Queen. He's with snack too. They both was snack. Demetrius, Andre, I think Shakur Stevenson got done some stuff with snack. It's a lot of fighters. There's a lot of them. Manny, what up with it, man? He said, but once the Canelo payday, he isn't guaranteed fighting the winner of Canelo Charlo. Charlo wins. Canelo will activate rematch, but setting the table to make it easy for himself for Spence rematch. That's an interesting take, bro. Salute to you. Appreciate you sliding through. Y'all smash the like button, man. Sub to the channel. Carl Craig was the dialogue from Earl, B. Danny, and Ugas after it. It announced the issue. I mean, I get that, man. I just look at it like this, right? Nobody's gonna get tossed from their car like that and be the same as that guy. I think the difference is between Danny, Ugas, and Bud is obviously level, talent, skill. I think if you was really watching, let me see how I could do this, man. Real quick, run it down. If you really was watching, you seen the Danny Garcia fight. You know, that was wasn't that right after the car crash, right? He did Danny, right? I believe if you paid attention to the fight, you've never seen a fight up until that point where Earl Spence took multiple rounds off. You've never seen it. You've never seen it. I know watching that fight, I visibly seen him in a position that you just haven't seen in a lot of fights. Like you haven't seen him taking rounds off in fights. That's what I'm saying. I've never seen that from Earl. Get what I'm saying? And I did notice that. You notice he from that point, I think if you see how much he was getting hit, I think he was getting hit more. I think he started getting hit more since that situation as well. But again, when you're winning, it overshadows those little minute details. Those might go under the radar. You get what I'm saying? But then again, you look at the Ugas situation and you seen he was overreaching. You've seen balance issues. You've seen him getting clipped with shots. Again, you don't typically get hit with. You've seen his balance being somewhat of an issue too. But again, when you win in the fashion that he won and the way he closed out that fight, you get what I'm saying? That overshadows the things that are an issue. Now, again, I think the biggest issue between Danny, Ugas, and Bud is, like I said, skill, talent. You get what I'm saying? Just levels. And you get in there with the right guy, those same issues can, a guy, the right kind of fighter can put those same type of issues under a microscope and really exploit them. So I think you've seen a lot of that again with Terence Crawford. And I think, look, if we being real, man, like people if you want to call it an excuse or a reason, it's up to you, right? I'm a real one. I don't try to make excuses for him. I'm just realistic. You just don't get thrown from a car and be the same exact dude. He said as much out his mouth. So it's like, I think if it was any type of damage that he sustained, like, of course, like we can look at him and you can see, well, he didn't break a lot of bones or he didn't do, but you would never know how it affected him. And I think over a period of time, I think those issues have somewhat gotten worse. And you get what I'm saying? You got to think he's getting older. You stayed around in the weight class extra long. those things were under a microscope when you got in there with a talent like Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? And I don't make it all about the car crash or nothing like that, but I think it would be kind of, I don't know, you would have to be kind of turning your eye, a blind eye, if you think that, you know, and it's not just in that fight. It's like that would his life forever changed when that happened, whether people want to look at it that way or not. That's not the end all be all as to why he lost. I don't think that's the case. You get what I'm saying? But there's some contributing things, you know what I'm saying? But you never want to make excuses for a fighter that didn't even make them for himself. You get what I'm saying? And I wonder about Earl. Is he so inactive because after the accidents, he can't go through all the camps? Dante, bro, you got to think that at that point, like you were on bar. The difference that what saved you was probably not having your seatbelt on. Just think about that. It ain't the same. That ain't gonna be the same guy. I don't care what you say. The writing was on the wall. He was saying it. Saying things like Terence Crawford should be the favorite. And I mean, dude start talking about losing. Like, man, listen, I've seen some things that made me feel a little funny. You know what I mean? I did. Destroys him anyway while waiting for CHARLO, Canelo, easy, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Boxing matchups with D. Free. What's good, my bro? How you feeling? Yeah, he said, "Who here ain't no bud?" Yeah, right. I think they got it now. I think they know it ain't no bud. Hey, but it's crazy because even if you balance, it's gonna be deemed as like you either condoning or hating. You just can't make people happy, and I don't even try to. I know what I provide. Like I'm always gonna be balanced because it's the only thing I know. You know what I mean? With every situation, not just this one. You know, conversations. Yeah, man. Like those things was being whispered about his condition and stuff after the car accident. People just again winning overshadows those things, and losing magnifies those things. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's all people going. You get what I'm saying? This is much easier to talk about something after somebody done been put under that microscope and you know get picked apart in a way where you forced to start considering these things. But it's the crazy part is. You shouldn't have to lose for people to think that something, you know, could be wrong with you. You shouldn't have to lose for that. But it's easier to identify with when somebody lost. Now you start looking. Now you want to start, you know, factoring these other things in when you should have done that to begin with. Ain't no Supermans in boxing, bro. Ain't no damn Supermans in boxing. I remember when people were saying, "Well, Carr, the car didn't do this to him, and the pavement couldn't do this. What you think Bud Crawford going to do?" That's not even like what? That sound cool, don't it? It sound cool just saying it, right? But it's totally different because of that, you don't know what that did to him. You get what I'm saying? Then you got to get in there with a guy like Bud Crawford. So again, it's not crazy to believe like that something was off about him. You know what I mean? But that's not the end all be all. Bud Crawford is a dog, man. This is what it is, bro. He's nice. He's nice.
Absolutely, Just. And here's the other thing too, is like with a lot of us as fans, we often don't look at film studies and things that I saw one recently that came out after Ugas said that wasn't the Spence that fought me. And then he was EJ was doing the same exact things, overextending, off balance, footwork wasn't right, like the same things that were going on. It's just that Bud was able to capitalize on these things, but he was making the same technical mistakes.
Right. Sparky, salute. Right. I got you, William. I got you, bro.
And then the other thing too is that's not Bud's job. It's not one guy's job to make sure that the other guy is in tip-top condition. That's on that guy and his team.
Right.
You're not responsible for your opponent.
No, Charlie,
however they come is however they come. You can only take care of what you can take care of and whoever you got in front of you. That's what it comes down to.
Right. Right. Man, oh man. I never thought that this would be like this, man. Boxing is done. The YouTube boxing community has done a number on people. Yeah, I'm fighting a good fight. I know that, and some people will understand what I mean, and some people not. I see what this is. This space right here, and I get it. I really get it from this today. Like I already got it, but if I ain't get nothing else, I understand it today, man. People don't like, man. I ain't that guy, bro. I ain't him. I ain't him, man. I'm just another dude with a microphone yelling, slandering these fighters. Every time these men make a decision for themselves in boxing that we can't understand, you know what we do? Go in on them. Yeah, let's tear him down. Hey, yeah, let's talk about how much of a piece of ish he is because he ain't doing stuff the way we doing it. Yeah, the man got a net worth of 10 figures, but yeah, he's the worst businessman in the world. Yeah, says the guy with $100 in his pocket. Okay. I just my mind just goes so much deeper, bro. Like man, that's why I say, man, I like when they make it more about the matchups and less about their business. I don't care about y'all business. Get paid what y'all want. You know, tell me about, you know, the records that y'all breaking in terms of like attendance and gate. I like that type of stuff, but y'all purses and stuff, I don't care. Make your money, bro, because then it changes the conversation to something else. I ain't telling none of these dudes how much they deserve to get paid to get punched in their face. Ever. I'm never going to sit here from my chair behind a computer screen telling grown-ass men fighting for their lives. Yeah, you take this because at home, I want to see the fight. You sound stupid. Put yourself in their shoes, bro. These dudes ain't just like, yeah, it's for our entertainment, but these dudes got to get paid and compensated to get their ass beat. Ain't no tomorrow in boxing. The wrong kind of ass whooping to change your life, your career, let alone your life. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just look at it different, bro. I'm not crucifying dudes when I don't agree or understand. I can call it out. I can, you know, voice my frustration or my opinion on it, but I ain't got to kill you for it. I ain't got to tear you down and make you out to be the worst guy in the world because you're doing something that benefits you when that's the whole purpose of you doing business. Is not to make sure the other guy is good. It's to make sure you are good. Not the other guy owe that to the other guy. And you know what? The nice guy don't owe that shit to him either. That's what they don't want to say that. That's what the fact is. They don't want to say it. And then they make it about this other personal stuff. Nah, you got to do what you got to do for you. We ain't got to like it. I don't mean I'm cool with it. And I'm like, yeah, do him like that. But again, that's what business is. And if you can't say it's a business and then, you know, don't consider it. Yeah, man, that's people entitled to move a certain way. Just because you straightforward and your handshake match your smile. Like I put in the description, his handshake don't match his smile. He shook your hand, smiled in your face, it might not match. You get what I'm saying? He's doing something different. So again, could you expect it, man? It is business. Don't ever forget that, man. It's a lesson to be learned, man. It's a lesson to be learned, man. What me and YSM was talking about, this is a lesson to be learned. This is something to be learned from this, man. And it's always gonna be man down, D1. Always. William Old School, what it do, brother? TBE, what it do, family? What's good? What it do, fam? All right. Shakur protection. The Shakur protection is crazy. Shakur don't need protection. You talking about Shakur Stevenson? He don't need no protection, bro. He got a left hand, right hand. He can fight his ass. He don't need nobody to protect.
Feet. What exactly is the Shakur protection? I'm just curious myself.
Like the man been dealing with slander ever since he opened his mouth about who he felt like won out of Devin and Lomachenko. It's been nothing but slander, and I've been seeing it. I've done seen people do countless lives and hours of content slandering this dude. I done heard he dug Devin Haney, what's his name, Frank Martin, and some more shit. Like, I don't see no protection for that dude, and he don't need none. Like, you don't need none. Just keep beating ass, bro. Think about it. Everybody rather talk about all that other stuff. They can't tell you can't fight, though. They could tell you he is snake. They could tell you he is sucker. They could tell you he a coon. They could tell you all that. But when they done spewing that rhetoric, they still got to say he a bad boy, and he probably beat your favorite fighter up if he ain't already turned him down. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. That's the conversation.
So why he didn't fight Haney then? If he's such a bad boy,
excellent defense, too, top notch. Yeah, he don't need no protection. Salute to other TV boxing and my brother William Old School. What's good with y'all, man?
How come Shakur didn't fight Haney?
Shakur didn't fight Haney. In my opinion, if you asking me, I think Shakur didn't fight Haney because he wasn't willing to take 25% to fight him. It's just that.
So why is he offering Frank 25% then?
He can't offer Frank anything. You know, Shakur's not offering that. Shakur didn't offer Frank anything. Okay. And Shakur, and again, we can have this conversation because I want to make sure people understand the difference. Shakur's not in the room crunching the numbers and saying, hey, yeah, I'm offering Frank this. They put that on him because they want to spin a narrative that he's lowballing somebody. That's what they want to do. But again, for me, can't tell Frank Martin how much he is worth. He and his team, is up for them to negotiate that, right? So I have no issue with him not taking something if he felt like he deserved more. I always keep it consistent. If Shakur felt like he deserved more, right? So he said no to 25%, not to fight. So when he goes and contacts the sanctioning bodies and they write that letter for him, you know they move the goalpost to. He's asking for 50% when that's not the case, because they just write a letter stating that he deserves more than 25%, and it don't matter what he's asking for, because ultimately the sanctioning bodies would decide to split. But that never took place because no negotiations never took place. When he contacted them sanctioning bodies, that was the end of the conversation. They then made Haney a champion in recess, pretty much took the WBC title for him that Shakur is now going to fight De Los Santos for. That's what happened. He just went to 140. Had he negotiated, then something else would have took place outside of the 25%. But again, Devin Haney being the A side in that equation, he's entitled to move however he wants. I don't have to like it, but if he wanted to say, hey, this is my offer, take it or leave it, and walk away, he's entitled to do it. I don't have to like it, but that's what he could do. He's entitled to do it. And Shakur,
yeah, well,
like, you don't want to take something that's low for what you're worth. I can respect it. So if he'd have just said no and walked away, I'd have been a little frustrated. But I think when he contacted sanctioning bodies, I think that's an effort to not say no to the fight, but say no to the initial offer and say, hey, look, I don't want that, so I'm gonna make these dudes do their job, and they gonna decide to split. That's all he really did. So it's like people don't acknowledge that because they want to push that one of the guys ducked each other. When
I'm not trying to say it doesn't to me.
Ultimately, bro, I'm not gonna lie for him. Shakur, my guy, but I think like your initial question, why didn't he fight him? Simply because he ain't want to take 25% to fight him. That's all.
Yeah, that might be the case, but again, don't go around saying somebody ducking you when you fight them. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you can't go around saying, "Hey, he's ducking you," and sending them message about sign the contract when you're not really trying to fight him. You got
it like this, right? He can feel how he want to feel about it, right?
He can.
But us, that don't mean I gotta feel that way, right? Get what I'm saying? So again, like when it goes to that situation, I'm so grown up, I'm past the duck talk. You get what I'm saying? I'm past it. Like it means nothing to me, because all that means is when you're talking ducks, that means we're not getting a fight. So how is that good? So that's where I'll be at with it. So again, more so with that situation, it just wasn't time for the fight, because if it did, I don't think it would have been presented in the manner where it wouldn't have been able to go nowhere, right? I don't think it would have been.
It could have went somewhere. Nothing stopped it from going anywhere. The only thing that stopped it from going anywhere was Shakur not taking it. So I mean, that's the end of the story.
I mean, again, that's not the end of the story, because it would have been the end of the story if he'd have said no and walked away. See, people want that to be the end of the story.
No means no.
Again, no. It doesn't mean that. See, you're not being realistic now. I come up here, I'm always realistic. No doesn't mean no. Listen,
you're gonna catch a charge,
no means no. The only way that means that if you were giving him a take it or leave it offer. And the only reason I would not respect that, because you have not done that to any fighter that you've fought thus far. You've negotiated with every guy that you've gotten the ring with, Regis Prograde more recently. So again, when a guy contacts the sanctioning bodies and tries to make them do their job, he's trying to negotiate for a better split. He's not saying no to the fight. That's not the same thing. People want to push that. That in fact, that's just common sense. He told y'all that. He said, yeah, I see the offer they gave me. I'm saying no to that. I ain't say no to the fight. I went and got my team to do their job. And that's what he did. So if we're being real to the situation, like I said, he can say, take it or leave it. And you could think that's the end all be all, but we all know that's not how business go. You don't have to accept the first offer given to you. Business don't go like that. And business logic don't change because it's somebody's favorite fighter.
Nobody says you have to take the first offer. That's you're
talking again, bro. Do you know what happened after he said no to 25%? Since you want to have this conversation, do you know what happened after that point?
Just TBE, that's essentially what you're saying, though. You're saying that he should have took the first offer. His counter to the first offer was to go to the sanctioning bodies to see if they can get a fair purse split.
Exactly.
So he didn't say no. So you're essentially saying that he should have just said yes. That's not a negotiation.
All right, let me give you my perspective, okay? I'm gonna give my perspective.
Exactly.
That's
I'm
not
just
a negotiation, bro. I don't
that's
just
a
offer you
situation,
something and
bro,
you say
that we
yes.
talked about.
I don't know what negotiations you guys are talking about. First
Yeah,
of
well,
all,
look, I'm gonna tell you what we talking about.
Let me finish, bro.
Nah. You gotta, cause you up here is just you gonna turn this into like some argumentative stuff, and we not doing that. We rehashed this situation so many times. Like I'm not gonna have a stupid conversation if you're not gonna allow the facts to be spoken. You feel like he should have took whatever. You can say that, but don't say him saying no to the 25%. It's him saying no to the fight. No means no. Now you just want to argue, bro. Like if you really want to have a conversation, the conversation is very simple to understand. Haney made an offer. He didn't accept it. He went, contacted his team. They contacted 2 sanctioning bodies. They wrote a letter stating a case as to why they felt like he deserved more than 25%. From that point on,
and that's not a negotiation. Just here, take this. Like no, that's not a negotiation.
Right. He did not want to negotiate. And again, let me be clear, not because he's a duck or he's scared. I think that 25% was offered just to offer it and say you did it. I don't think his heart was invested in that. I don't think his mind was at another fight at 135. You get what I'm saying? Did you see where his energy and time went? A little bit went into that back and forth with Shakur. He put more energy on Twitter than he did into actually making the fight. That's not the same thing with Regis. Did you see where his energy went? Exactly.
Yep.
All he did was follow what his initial plans was to fight Regis and not Shakur. You just got to be real with yourself. I don't really like to argue dead in conversations, and that's the problem with this situation. So many of y'all, like, and I blame some content creators. They very smart, intelligent people, but they're even better at blurring the lines. They won't simply just explain the situation straight out as it happened without trying to leave something out so they can conveniently push and spin a narrative. I'm not cool with that. Those are weak conversations.
So many omissions. And that's the most convenient one that gets left out. The fact that he went to the sanctioning bodies. That's always left out. It's just, he just said no. Like, no, we got to tell the whole story.
Yeah, if you don't want to have if you don't want to tell the whole story, then it's like you telling me you just want to argue, because I'm not making no excuse for that man. I don't support no fighter to the point where I would come up here and try to explain stuff that just ain't solid. Like, he showed me that he's smarter than what y'all thought. And when y'all thought y'all just had him in a situation to make him look a certain way, for the real ones that's following it, and I'm sorry for the real ones, like, okay, yeah, you don't take that. You like, yo, go do y'all jobs. And then a guy walks away to the point where they make you the champion in recess. Why do you think that even take place? That none of that has to take place. If you really was invested in trying to fight this dude, then you would have negotiated with him. It's very simple. Anybody saying otherwise, that's because that's your guy and you want to push BS. It's nonsense. He negotiate with everybody else, but you don't negotiate with him. Because
and the other part in regard to that, just too, as far as Devin negotiating with him, is this, Just.
That will start me up, bro. Y'all know that
they issued the initial deadline, and then they extended it and gave him more time to make a decision whether or not he was gonna negotiate with Shakur.
Right. Thank you for
they gave him more time to make that decision.
Man, y'all, how quickly
they pushed the deadline back. And the man still was like, "No, I'm good. I'm gonna go to fight Regis." And I'm not mad at him for doing that, because clearly he's been having struggles making weight. To me, I think the 25% offer was a CYA move. In the event that I lose, I still get 75% of the split. So it is what it is.
You get what I'm saying? Like, when they try to force that conversation, the thing is, I watch content and I pay attention to these situations so we can have real, fair conversations, not spinning the narrative, Joe. If that man turned down the fight outright, you think I would be up here trying to create any type of talking point or narrative where that wasn't the case? That's just not what happened. He sat up in the interview and just told y'all what he did. It's just y'all won't acknowledge it. From that point, it has to be a negotiation. When he says, I'm going to 140, now they can say, okay, bet you ain't trying to fight this dude, champion in recess. So just in case you are deciding to come back down, then you can fight in line. You can be in line for your belt after he fight for it. So and we all know he's not coming back down to do that. I don't even know.
Here's another point that I've
just listen to this. I'm gonna see if this makes sense to y'all, right? Let me just say this very quickly. Y'all making too much out about a BS percentage. The big question is, y'all, Is he ever fighting again at 135? Can you stop fooling yourselves to make yourself believe that he is willing to put his everything it's intelligently worked for on the line for what? You get what I'm saying? He already achieved undisputed. To go back down there and fight one of those guys and be less than yourself would be a very stupid move, bro. He's not a stupid guy. Have you followed his career? There's nothing stupid about the kid. He's not a dummy. So again, I know smoke and mirrors. I know a PR move when I see one. If y'all choose to look at it like it was substance behind it, then have at it. But you can't tell me that it's substance to it and he's not going back at 135. So which one is it? Because he's not fighting there no more. So if he would have called his bluff, like so many people, like I wish he would have initially did, just say, you know what, I'm taking whatever, he would have still moved it somewhere else, bro. Not because he is scared. I want to be clear. Not because he's ducking, because he never had no intent of fighting that guy, especially not at 135, and especially not being less than 100% of yourself. Why would that make business sense? Do you know him and Bill Haney are a lot smarter than that? It would be stupid. The same way it would be for Shakur if it was somebody for him, let's say O'Shaquie Foster at 130, and you know you about to lead a weight class, you done missed weight or you lost your title. You get what I'm saying? Like, why would you try to fight that guy being less than yourself? It would be a stupid move. It's not something he would do either. Just don't make it's not smart business. Simple, bro. It's very easy to understand. Y'all be driving yourselves up a wall. I'm a first things first kind of dude because I can cut all the fat and all the bullshit. Is he ever fighting there again? Because if the answer is no, then that's telling you directly or indirectly, however you choose to look at it, if you are being real with yourself, that it had no substance to it because he's never fighting there again. Very simple. Fuck all the percentages. That's what is garbage. It's garbage talk. We have common sense. We grown-ass, smart adult people that follow the sport of boxing. Bro, if you are never fighting at a weight class in which you made a foolish, weak-ass offer that everybody can see through, bro, there's no way you want me to. I'm not taking that serious when I know damn well you are never fighting at that weight class again. And I'm gonna be a broken record today. Not because you are scared or ducking, because it doesn't make business sense for your career. Boxing is a business. Devin Haney is very smart, bro. He's been moving a certain way his entire career while taking challenges and risks at the same time. But this kind of risk would be a dumb one, and that's not what he's cut out. That's not how he cut. He not in it to be stupid. Would he fight Shakur? I think eventually. But would he do it and be less than himself because people at home want to see it? Why the hell would he do that? Why the hell would he do that? Especially when he's a guy that think he got so much hate. It's stupid. It's a dumb move. Like, people crazy. I don't understand. Like, this is why I know you people like to argue. Because all you have to do is answer very simple questions and it will cut out all of the BS. You ain't got to run me to 3 different stores, bro. You don't got to run me down the block, bro. I can tell you straight up, if you think he's never fighting there, how could you think that 25% has any goddamn substance if he's never going to fight there? Oh, no, he should have called his bluff. Call his bluff. Why? He called his own bluff. He played himself. It's common sense. If it wasn't your favorite fighter, you would be able to see it. I wish the court would make an offer like that, man. And then I know you done at a weight class. I would call it out, bro. You're not fighting there no more. What you should have did instead of making a BS offer is say, yo, if you really want to fight, you come up to 140 where I am healthy at. What's wrong with that? That makes him a duck? No, it makes him very real because 140 is what was in your plans anyway, not Shakur at 135. Why people can't get that through their head? I don't get it. It's not about being scary and none of that. Boxing is a business. These dudes, you don't get to 30-0 being a dumbass, bro. He knew when to fight Loma. I'm not saying he took advantage, but come on, man. Timing is everything. We're going to stop playing this game, man. He's a smart dude, bro. He's a smart dude. He's a smart guy. Ain't going to continue.
He had not one, but 2 opportunities to negotiate with Shakur. And if he wanted to, he could have. And here's the other part that I haven't heard anybody mention too, right? Now, let's say Devin, again, I personally believe it was a CYA move. So in the event that he loses, he's walking away with 75%. Now, if Shakur were to win, what would Shakur get? He would only get 13. because he would lift those undisputed. He would lift all 4 straps off him, and that's what 3% per belt. You only
And real
walking away
quick,
with
the answer,
13.
Thug and D, would be if you see turning down 25% as turning down undisputed, then yes would be your answer. But if you see that the process that he went through, he said no to the first offer and tried to work for a better one and wasn't afforded that opportunity, then you would know the answer to that is absolutely no. He didn't turn down undisputed. You get what I'm saying? So people just like to push narratives. Just do don't like narratives. I'm trying to tell people something about their favorite fighter. They can back the smoke and mirrors all they want. Just do gonna call it out, bro. I'm not no fool. I know smoke and mirrors when I see it. I know a PR move as a publicity stunt, as his pops like to say, right? Him saying sign the contract as a publicity stunt, right? I told y'all before, I looked at that as entertainment. Well, what was up with him saying sign the contract? He never had a contract. And what was it? Y'all want me to argue and tell you what was in Shakur's head and why he sent that? Won't y'all go DM him and ask him? I'm not here to justify what he do. I'm here to justify that he's one of the best fighters in the sport of boxing. And that's not enough of the conversation that people be wanting to have. Y'all rather have, how did he duck this one? Why did he do this? Won't you go ask him, bro? I'm not on his PR team. I vouch for him, his skill set, and his talent, bro, and I'm gonna keep vouching for it. And I think Jersey got them one. He a damn good fighter, bro. He gonna keep proving it. In fact, Regis was always their plan, not Shakur. And again, that doesn't make him scary or a duck. Dudes he's smart, man. Devin ain't dumb. He ain't fighting no Tank or no Shakur in a 135, bro. You can't be foolish enough to think that. And I'm telling you, it has to me, in my opinion, I would not make it about him being scared of those dudes. That's not a smart business move at all, bro. At all. Now, maybe Tank it might make sense because the bag will come with it, but not Shakur. He can't guarantee you a Tank bag, so the risk just wouldn't be worth it. So again, would he take to make that move? No, because he ain't dumb. Damn, I'm giving the fighter credit, and y'all don't even get it. It's not no damn idiot, man. He ain't no dummy. Not doing this shit just for, you know what I mean, laughs and giggles, shits and giggles. The dude trying to be great, bro. You can't achieve that being stupid. It's about being smart, bro. Like, yeah, always consider that this is a business. Don't just say it, but consider and understand that the fact that it's a business, it has an impact on the decisions that they make. It's not, I know all of us would like to think that your favorite fighter got in there and said every single time he got in the ring, give me the toughest guy in the world. That's who I want to fight. No, that shit is not happening. It's not. That's not the reality, bro. Nobody would be getting returned on their investments if everybody thought like that. I know it, and I hate to burst people's bubble, but that's not what's going on, bro. That's not what's going on in boxing. Yeah, let me see from how many killers I could put them in with. You got to give your fighters some type of growth. That's not what's going on in boxing, bro. It's very strategic sport. People strategically make business moves that benefit them. Now, in doing so, you can chase greatness and legacy in doing so. But again, timing is of the essence. It matters in the sport of boxing, bro. The way you do time, what you choose to make certain moves, it matters. You get what I'm saying? Mr. Empire, what's good with it, family? How you feeling, bro? Appreciate you pulling up. Thug and D, what it do, man? Listen, I don't even disagree with you. I just have a different, perspective on what goes on. I don't even like to disagree. When you an adult, bro, like when you really, really grown and you like to have a conversation, you understand you don't have to disagree with people. You could just have a conversation. I'm on nothing I'm saying when I'm speaking about what took place with them is my opinion. That's exactly what happened with the situation. It's not my opinion on it. You get what I'm saying? I mean, fights this time. I don't know how big fights he side too, but I know he back over there. He's doing business with Eddie Germ. You know what I'm saying? Eddie the Germ Hearn. Eddie the Germ Hearn. But yeah, man, salute to Thug and D, man. I appreciate all y'all coming through, man. Y'all know. I appreciate everybody. Boxing TV, boxing must have got sensitive or something. I don't know. I had to mute him because he was saying the same stuff. Like I hate to have that same conversation over and over again. Like we've been talking about that so much. It's nothing that's going to change about that. I don't even know why that's still of any interest to people, unless you just hell bent on trying to make a fighter look bad. Like I'm over that. Like they ain't fighting each other. You know what I mean? It's other fish that got to get fried. You dig? It's other fish that got to get fried, y'all. You know? But salute to TBE Boxing, man. I just wish y'all dudes will listen more when y'all come here with y'all heavy ass opinions full of nothing. I didn't even get to speak, but it is what it is. Now you could come back up, Will. Come back up, bro. I was on one real quick, bro, but you're always welcome to come up here with your boy, man. I just be having to shut down the you know, to make people know, man, it's always a conversation. But again, in having a conversation, you gotta have the facts, especially if you're an argumentative type of person. I try to cut out all the nonsense. Like, you ask a question, I answer it for you, and it should be over with. You shouldn't still try to force another answer. There's nothing else to say. Get what I'm saying? There's nothing else to say. Nothing else to say, bro. But y'all feel free, man. Y'all click the link. The link is always there, B. See, so what it do, my boy? What's good with it? See, what it do, bro? What it do, my guy? What it do? Yeah, man. I be trying, bro. I be trying, man. I be trying. I swear I do. I swear I do. I try to provide what the truth really is. I never spin the narrative for a fighter. People just don't like to listen. You know what I'm saying? Shy, they don't be listening. That situation is so easy to it's so easy to understand. It's very easy to understand, but the only way you can't understand that situation, if you just want to make somebody a bad guy, then you don't want to follow what really happened. You just want to push something. You get what I'm saying? And be fair for the respective guy, right? Going to bat, you already know. You already know, man. I keep trying to tell him, but I ain't here to protect no fighter, man. If a fighter ain't moving right, then I'm gonna call it out. But you get what I'm saying? I just feel like people got to follow the sport a little bit closer, man, and stop letting people push narratives in their ear. I ain't with the narrative pushing. Y'all know that. Y'all know. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button, sub to the channel. Cecil ain't Cecil was wrenched out. Let me get him right. Let me get him right. Man, salute to everybody. But again, man, let me speak on something else before we do get up out of here, man. Something else I came across, man. I know we all remember when this fight was a thing, man. When this fight was a thing. Let me pull this clip up real quick. I see some truth in both guys. I also see bullshit in both, because it's all the bullshit is what I call posturing, Shower. But to be honest with you, yo, like I don't know. It's with that situation, it's very simple to follow. It is. It really is. But people just don't want to follow. It's very easy to follow, bro. The problem is people are mad at fighters for doing what they're allowed to do. And that's the difference between I could identify when I know a fighter is flexing on another one, and people act like that ain't what it is. Like, that's what that whole move was about flexing on them. I'm undisputed. You have nothing. I'm flexing on you. It's nothing wrong with that. You can be mad at him, but he ain't doing nothing wrong. You get what I'm saying? And I've always had that stance. That's why, the people don't know how to have conversations without getting emotional. That's why I say, man, these dudes, I don't know what they do. Sit up and argue with their girls all day or something, because they don't know how to have a conversation, bro. Notice how many content creators going to allow you to come up on a panel and be, totally disagreeing, if that's what you want to do, even though I'm not to agree or disagree, and speak your piece the way I would and not tell you wrong. I never tell people that. I just let them have their opinion. Like, I feel you. Get what I'm saying? People just don't, they think like my take on the situation has anything to do with the fighter that I like. It has nothing to do with it. It's easy to make sense out of it. People are just not, they're not capable of following situations without a narrative attached to it. It's easy to follow the information. Either you gave him a take it or leave it, which you are entitled to do. You can give him a take it or leave it, but he don't have to take it or leave it, which he didn't. So neither guy is wrong. You get what I'm saying? It's like, whatever. Well, you ain't taking what I'm offering you. The hell out of here, then get out of my face. You could be mad at him for doing it, but he's entitled to do that and go finish doing what he was doing. That's what he did. It's all simple. It's just a lot of stuff came with it because people bring their emotions to these fighters, not realizing these dudes is young, just trying to win, bro. They just want to be great. They just want to be great in their own right. You get what I'm saying? I know anybody listening can know fair or real when you hear it. I ain't leave nothing out. I ain't try to sway nobody nowhere. I put exactly what we know is out there. And it's like, it's hard to ignore facts once you know what's really out there. You know what I mean? Fighters are entitled to do what they want to do. They don't owe each other shit, bro. They don't owe each other nothing. So if that man say take what I give you, that's what he said, and that's what it is. Like, but if that man say nah, I ain't taking it, I'm hitting my team up, we're gonna do our work, I'm gonna make them work, then it is what it is, right? You know what I mean? But yeah, let me pull this up. Let me put this clip up though. Let me put this clip up. It's always the drama that makes it, shower. And again, a lot of that comes from us toxic ass fans. And I say us because I'm part of the fan, but I ain't part of the toxicity, but I'm gonna throw myself in there. It comes from that. People are starting to trying to draw narratives from a situation instead of just calling it how it is. I'm telling you, notice, shower. Once you start attacking one of the fighters in the situation, you've made it personal, my friend. I hate to break it to you. The minute you come to assess a situation between two fighters and you start attacking one or the other, you've officially made it personal. And now you're being biased. From that point on, miss me with that shit. When have people ever seen me, big as much as y'all know I rock with Shakur openly and honestly, when have y'all ever seen me attack Devin Haney for this situation? See what I'm saying? You see the difference? See the difference? See the difference between me and somebody else? Anybody else? They're going to attack one guy or the other and then try to sway the people to. I don't do that. I just tell exactly what's out there and let people have what they want. I told people a million times, you want to call Shakur Duck, have it. I don't think that's the truth, but if you want to say it, you can push it. You get what I'm saying? I let people have their opinions, man. You dig? I let people have at it, man. You know? And I feel you, Shaw. I try to take the stress out. I try to be so aware enough to ask myself if I'm going too hard. Yo, Shaw, the only reason we can go hard, I think, or we ask ourselves that, is because we watch a lot of this stuff. You and these chats supporting us, content creators, holding us down, always add something good to the conversation, and you pay for the fights. So it's like I ain't saying we should be emotional going crazy, but I think we're entitled to be passionate about this sport that we support so heavily, we speak on every day, and we support it at every turn, every opportunity when they give us a reason to support. Even when they give us BS, sometimes we get behind it and still try to support out of the love of the sport, right? So I think that's what it is. I've never seen you going too hard because I don't think you go. I've never seen you tearing a fighter down. Now, taking a shot at a fighter and making some jokes is not the same thing, right? My Bud fans called them aerosexuals, not EJ fans. And even that to me was weird. Big Damon, I don't even know where that came from. It was like, so it's not okay to support your favorite guy. It's not okay to support the fighters. Like, I supported both, so nah, I'm going to take your belt. Yeah, Dante. That's what they'll realize. Core was like, nah, this dude try to play. Core was like, nah, this dude try to play. I ain't going. I ain't going. Nah, you ain't about to play me like that, bro. Nah. But Dad, at the same point, Dad, like, bro, you don't bring nothing to the table, bro. You take what I gave you. I'm the champ, undisputed. You get what I'm saying? And it's so easy, Dante, to just say that and call it what it is. Dad flexed his A side. Shakur didn't like the A side flex offer, so he pursued more, and the fight didn't come to fruition. It's really that simple. You can cut all the drama and fake stuff out. I swear it is. I promise you. I'm going to simplify these boxing conversations. People make it complicated with the rhetoric, bro. You don't even got to go through all that. The business didn't line up. One guy made an offer that another guy didn't like. The other guy wasn't willing to give you another offer or sit around for more, so he went and to continue his career. Is he wrong for that? No. Is he a duck for that? No. You get what I'm saying? It's simple. It's very simple. If they over obnoxious, I like him more before the fans. I get you, Cobain. I'll say this. Look, I've seen it on both ends, bro. I've seen it on both ends. The only thing I can say, Cobain, if you've ever heard my assessment of like if you see any of the work about my breakdowns, I think only one time I got wrapped up into the duck talk with Bud. Only once. One time. And after that, I corrected myself and I never did it after that. So it's like it's always deeper than what people are sitting at home saying, because again, I'm going to say this. Whenever there's a situation going on and you don't have enough, you don't have all of the information, in my opinion, I don't make such a permanent judgment on the situation. I don't permanently demonize one guy, the bad guy, or worse. You get what I'm saying? Because you don't understand what he's doing and why he's doing it. You don't have to rock with it, but you ain't got to hate the man for doing what was best for him. And that's what people be forgetting about at the end of the day. These fighters are going to do what's best for them at the end of the day. And you, in the same way, if we was in their shoes, we would be doing the best for us because that's what people will be telling you to do at the end of the day. And I feel like being a fan, we forget that sometimes, that these dudes are going to do what's best for them, and what's best for them ain't always what the fans like. But that's life, bro. You can't make everybody happy. It don't mean what you're doing is cool, but it don't make you a demon for it either, right? Don't make you the bad guy either. Like, people act like the guys out here breaking the law or something. Like, and again, I just don't share the same sentiments. I'm different, so it is. And I know I don't condone it, or I say he should be doing it, but he's within. I'm real enough to say he's within his right to move how he wants. Right. Both ends. Facts, Rick Timms. But again, and I think you a Bud supporter. I don't like calling people fans. I think you support Bud heavily, but I've heard you speak on OG. Salute to Phenom, man. That's my guy. I heard you speak on his channel, and you're very fair when it comes to Bud. One of the most realist. That's why I don't call you no Bud fan. No, you're a Bud supporter. I heard how you speak, bro. I heard you speak. Now you a supporter, not a fan. You know what I mean? You rocking with Bud for real, for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? So I've heard you speak on it, and you always been solid. My fans are not just right, Shower. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like once you started spewing like Earl sexual, Bud buddy, I think that's where it got weird. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's cool at first when it's just a joke, but after a while, those jokes like become permanent. And that, like, somebody called me that on the phone, like I want to say like a couple months ago, and I'm gonna tell you right now, like, that conversation changed. That tone of that conversation changed very quick because of that. Like, don't play with me. Don't ever call me that. Like, I'm very fair. Like, call me that on my phone, and I'm looking at my phone like, is he serious, yo? You're not gonna play with me like that, bro. But Arrow fans, right? I've seen way worse Bud fans, and in higher quantity. Yeah, I seen them go crazy. Salute to my guy Cecil, bro. You already know, bro. Appreciate you, family. And the Queen Shower, always being a part of these dope boxing bills. Let me get my guy Rick Timms, right? I rock with that. That dude's solid, man. I like solid people. Period, man. Exactly. I always label myself a Bud supporter, right? It's different, bro. It's different because you are, bro. You are. I know. See, because supporters recognize other supporters, Rick. I've heard you speak a number of times over there on the OG channel, bro. You're never being a Bud buddy, so to speak. I've never heard you be that. I've always heard you be a supporter of his, and I always heard you call that down the middle. It's easy to do. Real supporters recognize real supporters. That's why I tell people I ain't no fan of Shakur. I'm a supporter, bro. I've been watching that dude since he was a teenager. So I think the way I follow his career has been different than what the average guy has followed it. So when people are, when people attach his name to a bunch of narratives, I know what's real because it's a little different when you've been watching and paying attention, and some people that got personal experiences. Like, what you're getting in a fighter. So I feel like I know what I'm getting in that dude. But facts, man, I know a supporter when I see one shoes on the foot. I think we would be hearing his main excuses. But listen to this, Cobain. Just check me out. Everything is not an excuse, right? Everything is not an excuse. There are a difference between excuses and reasons. Right? You get what I'm saying? And on top of that, Cobain, always remember this, bro. The fans are always going to be the fans. The supporters are always going to be the supporters, right? The fan bases are going to be the fan bases. The most important thing is, Cobain, that Earl Spence himself is not making an excuse. You get what I'm trying to say? None of the excuses would matter. It shouldn't matter, right? Because ultimately the guy that lost is not making not one. Now, I think people, what it is people seen a guy essentially go from a hero to zero overnight. You get what I'm trying to say? We seen a guy get knocked down by a jab that you even seen get knocked down at the time. So it's a lot of stuff that people felt like was wrong with him. And I don't think all of those things were said in an effort to make excuses for him. I think some people like me just really be trying to have a conversation. Like, I try to say this. Let's separate how we feel like Earl looked with why that's, us saying how we felt like he looked is not us trying to justify why he lost. And I think people can't separate the two because they feel like it go hand in hand. If you saying he looked this way, you trying to say because he looked this way, this is why he lost, and it wasn't because Bud Crawford is not great. That's not what we saying, right? We're saying we clearly, the guy got beat so handily that we seen something be off about him. We can tell, our observation, we're not idiots. We can clearly look at a guy and be like, damn, something ain't right. And I even felt like that before he got in the ring. For instance, when Bud was back there hitting the pads, warming up, Earl Spence was sitting down with a tank top on. He looked funny to me. When Earl Spence came and walked out, he just didn't have that look that I felt like he had. He looked off to me. When I seen Bud Crawford come out with Eminem with that net on his shoulder, man, I started feeling like he switched on. The dude ain't get a haircut. I think he only got a shape up. He looking like one of the bad kids in the neighborhood that don't cut his hair like that, don't get haircuts, and mad grease on his face, coming in there beating my ass. That's the feeling I got. That's the feeling I got. And he said, I'm losing energy. Bro, how did he look, eh? You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So I want to make sure people get it. Like, we're not trying to make it an excuse, but we're saying there's some contributing factors as to why he looked is bad. Not just for why he lost. He lost because he was in there with the better man. You get what I'm trying to say? Just trying to rationalize what we looking at. Bole. Exactly. You get what I'm saying? And that's all. And we're doing it without taking credit from the other guy. We're just not being blind to what we know we seen or what we felt like we seen. You get what I'm saying? That's all. It's all it is. Like, and people understand how to hand salute to Cobain. People know how to have a conversation, bro. They'll understand that that's what we doing. We're not taking nothing from the guy. We ain't taking nothing from Bud. We just saying, hey, man, that guy looked really off. You get what I'm saying? Super casual going into his bigger fight of his life. Get what I'm saying? Al Booger just like going through the motions a little bit, bro. I had a really weird feeling in live time when I was watching this in live time, bro. When he was sitting down with that tank top on, just looking lethargic. I was like, what? Why are you looking like that, bro? Like in my head, I didn't want to say none of this stuff out loud. I'm like, man, why are you looking like that? Losing energy and Earl Spence are so far from, yo, bro, synonymous. So, man, so far from it, bro. Them two things don't even go in the same sentence. And come on, bro. That's all I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. So that's not in the effort to take from Bud. I even went as so far as to say, even if Earl Spence was the best version of himself that he's ever been in his career, he would have still most likely lost that fight, how Bud looked. You get what I'm saying? I've even said that. So, you know what I mean? I really don't take nothing from him. Bud didn't do his thing that night. Yeah, because they'd be lying, B-Dog. They'd be lying. They'd be lying bad. He did, man. And he still got people talking to this day that performance was so unexpected by a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to him, man. He a real one, bro. If he went in there and did what he did in the sport of boxing in terms of skill and talent, he could fight his ass off. Now, I understand there's some discrepancies and some disconnect with how he handle his business and how he go about things. That I understand as well, too. Think he could be a bit shrewd, asshole. You know what I mean? A number of those things. It is what it is, though. But he definitely, most certainly did his thing. And salute to him. But like I said, if I had it my way, man, if that fight was like a make or break at 47, I wouldn't want to see it there personally. And I would want to see EJ just go to 54 and be great. And I would like to see if there's any way in hell that we could get a Crawford and Boots fight for real, because that stuff would be must-see TV for real. You get what I'm saying? So we'll see what his moves are next time around. But, man, just switching gears a little bit before we get out of here, man. Let me play this video. Do y'all remember this wasn't the concert? That's prior to our guy losing, right? I know y'all remember this. Y'all remember this clip, right?
Nah. There you go. Nah, it ain't that you gotta win in the division. I'm in the division.
Miracle Man.
I came at the perfect time. I came at the perfect goddamn time. So you already know. I'm just trying to figure out like what we doing. I'm just trying to figure out what we're doing because you know we both got fights. No, it's all love. That's my man. Make sure we can skip the shit. Conversation. Let him talk. I'm just trying to figure out like what we doing. We gonna play back and forth over Twitter like.
He said go to HBO.
Cause you say I'm ducking you to go on HBO?
No.
Bro, you ain't even touching M yet. I'm touching M.
You ain't even touching
That's why I made my way to HBO.
I get that.
I know you're gonna.
I get that. You don't know what I'm touching.
But don't say
you don't know what I'm touching.
I know what you touching.
I ain't never said you duck. I ain't never said you duck
touching, baby.
I ain't never said you duck. They
I know what
you. Right. Remember that, but I only played that little clip to get y'all in the mood, so I'm just kind of setting the table because you know I did some reading and Danny Jacobs' trainer still he still think this would be a fight to see. You know what I mean? Man, talk about this fight past their expiration date, man. But you know what? I'll say this, though, Bole. Just look at it this way, bro. Yeah, it did. But think about what Charlo's been going through lately, right? And the fact that Miracle Man ain't look like no spring chicken as of lately, right? So when you look at those things, right, you just say, like, I don't know, this fight might still have a place. Yeah, you ain't even touching M's yet. You get what I'm trying to say, Bole? This fight might really be able to, you know, Andre Rozier, he said he want to see this fight. He don't think they should have no tune-ups. He think they should just fight. You get what I'm saying? He think these dudes should just fight with no tune-ups. You know what I mean? I'm only playing this because, look, this was his energy a while back, too. So we had that to go off, and y'all remember this clip as well.
Oh. The next,
our fights to get straight to
I want Jacobs. Yeah. I want Jacobs next. I'm going to try my hardest to make this fight happen. I don't give a shit what they talking about. Look, I want them to think that I want them to think that I was vulnerable or you know, it was a little flaw in my game, but I fought a real tough guy yesterday. We ain't running from nobody. We ain't dodging nobody. Like, yeah. That's what my next goal is. To get that Jacobs fight.
You know what I'm saying? You hear? He want that Jacobs, but this was back then though, y'all know. But look, I'm just the only reason I brought this up because I did the reading. The article was from today. Andre Rozier is still the guy that's training Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs ain't looked exactly his best in his last few fights, right? His last couple to few fights. Charlo's been out the ring for a substantial amount of time. Oddly enough, those dudes, it was similar to how I felt about him and Demetrius Andre when they did that live together. They kind of need each other more than they, you know what I mean? They kind of, the fight kind of, you know what I mean, it presented itself in a strange way because of where they are at right now currently in their careers. You know what I mean? It's telling to me, I watch it, but Jacobs would be the tune-up. Right, Bole, right. Randy said, I thought Danny retired years ago. Nope, nah, he's still hanging in there, Randy. He had allowed, what's the name to beat him? John Ryder, Randy. He started out hot beating up John Ryder and just like, he just fought with no sense of urgency and he allowed John Ryder back in the fight and to beat him. Dropped the ball, really had the car wreck, and his fans don't want to face it. Look, Big Demon, like people speak on that, but you know why they try not to mix the two? Because we understand that he made a mistake that could have changed his life, that could have, you know, ended his career and his life, right? So we try not to, you know, or should I say this? From what I see, people try not to bring that up as much because they don't want to make it seem like that is the only reason they're saying he lost. And at the same time, they're not saying it because they don't want to like crucify the man for making a mistake. You get what I'm saying? Like we can say he dropped the ball, and I understand that like a mistake is a mistake, but I think it was a learning one, right? And I think, you know, it's unfortunate, you know, everybody don't live that fighter's lifestyle, but it just goes to show you how hard it is to do it, man, how dedicated you got to be. Like, you know, you got to sacrifice a lot. You know, not everybody does that to the same exact level. You know what I'm saying? So EJ just showed you that he's human and he make mistakes. You get what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate, but I think since then he's learned from mistakes, which is more important. It's more so important that he learned from the mistakes rather than anything else, right? You get what I'm saying? So just had the loss, had to be part of it. But right, Bole, I'll definitely watch it with no tune-ups. Good comeback fight for Maul. You get what I'm saying? It wouldn't be a bad thing, bro. Wouldn't be a bad thing. Jacob told Maul, here, little dog, yeah, Jacob was trying to boss up on him, Dante. He was trying to boss up on him, bro. Jacob was trying to boss up. He was trying to boss up on him. But yeah, man, this fight. I listen. As of now, I would watch it because of where they at in their careers. I think it'd be fun to watch. It'd be entertaining too to see how Charlo would deal with the Jacobs. And you know, Jacobs. I know this is a fight that he'll probably take if it get presented to him. You know what I mean? Salute to my brother William Old School. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, family. Hell of a fight, plus a great barometer for Bud. Gauge his drawing power. Right. That's a good one. Fight actually makes sense for both men. That's what I'm saying, Randy. Right now, it makes sense. It makes more sense than you would think it do. You get what I'm saying? I mean, you know, just given where they at. You get what I'm saying? Given where they at. I would say it makes sense. Leon Muhammad talked about AJ years ago. Yeah, he did. Yeah, people thought he was old and hating, bro. We did, bro. We did. They thought he was hating. I ain't gonna lie, he did say that. He did tell us that, yo. He did. Real talk. We're gonna get to the 3-hour mark. We're gonna be here for like another 7 minutes. We're gonna cook, get into the even number. Salute to everybody in the building. Appreciate all y'all pulling up as usual. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button, sub to the channel. Make sure the notifications on. Keep rocking out with your boy, man. You know, we just gonna continue to build, man, each day, every day. Y'all know how we do it, man. Like I said, this fight, if it was to happen, I think it'll make sense now for where both of these guys are at in their careers. Oddly enough, it'd kind of make sense. Even though that Charlo's been out the ring so long and Jacobs has taken losses since then. But I think it's still a place for it if they make it, given the current circumstances. Andrew Gray, what it do, my bro? How you feeling? But you're right, Ant. He was spot on with that. Leon Muhammad, rest in peace to him. I think he passed away, didn't he? You talking about bro that passed, I believe. But yeah, man. Something else I seen too. I was, with Crawford, because he a hot topic. So I guess people coming up with scenarios and different guys that they think could either challenge Crawford or beat him. And something I read coming from Roy Jones, man, it was interesting though. Like out of all the people that Roy Jones himself felt like got a chance at beating Terence Crawford, did he? And pardon me if he didn't. I'm thinking the dude passed. Did he pass? I don't want to be wrong. My bad. Salute to Mike Jones. Let me rent you up too, bro. I don't want to be wrong. I'm thinking that's the same guy. I'm thinking that the one I'm talking about, it was a real ether. Made my soul burn slow. Right. Did a video saying I told you so. Right. Right. I think. Well, it was another. What's the other guy? Pardon me. I'm mixing names up. Pardon me, Mike. I'm mixing names up. What's the other guy? It's another guy that pardon me. I think I'm mixing it up with Nazim Richardson. He shares similar thoughts about that fight as well. I think EJ wouldn't win that fight. Pardon me, if I'm mixing them up. I think I'm mixing them up. Talking about Nazim Richardson, the trainer. But yeah, man, been there for a while. Yeah, you did. I said what's up to you, right, Andrew? I did. Pardon me if I didn't, bro. Appreciate you as always, my bro. Appreciate you. Get you right too, Andrew. It was a real either. Oh yeah, man. But yeah, man. He did say it. A lot of people did initially think he was hating, but in fact, I think he was just being honest. And I think sometimes it be those harsh truths. More fair as it says him say easy, special. We know how special, right? And he said we'll find out. We'll find out in the fight, right? Salute to everybody. I appreciate all y'all. We here all day, every day. Right, Miss Joette. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Queen. Yeah, man. Y'all be rocking out with your boy. Yeah, he was, right. But that's, pardon me, Mike. That's who I meant. Not Naseem Richardson. Not Leon Muhammad. Pardon me, y'all. Pardon me. Didn't mean to say that. My apologies. My apologies for that one. But yeah, I was watching some and Roy Jones, he gave his thoughts on somebody that could potentially have a chance at beating Crawford. And I felt like out of all the people, like I thought he was going to say Boots because I remember he said Boots remind him of himself and things like that. Boots got some qualities he got. So I was thinking he was going to say Boots. Man, this dude said Tank Davis. He said Tank Davis' explosiveness and power, punching power, it give him a chance to beat Crawford. I was like, wow, I didn't expect him to say that. I didn't expect him to say that. I was like, man, that's high praise. That's saying a lot. You feeling like he could beat or not, he can beat. Let me be clear. He didn't say he can beat him. He said he feels like he has a chance. I still thought that, the guy that he would be advocating for having a chance of beating Crawford would be the guy that he said reminded him of himself and Boots Ennis. You get what I'm saying? I thought it would at least be a guy in his damn weight class. He said Tank Davis. So I thought that was crazy. But I appreciate all y'all. I appreciate the fam always rocking with your boy. Again, man, we just gonna keep keep putting these I think so as well. Yeah, that explosiveness do make him tricky and like because he could just explode, catch you and time you at any time. Explosiveness mixed with the fact that he's very accurate in his approach, economical but very accurate and damaging when he lands. So yeah, I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying for sure. Like, and that's why I wanted to be sure. I ain't say he could beat him, but he felt like those qualities give Tank Davis a chance. And you know, I feel like if you as dangerous a fighter, as complete a fighter as Tank is, I feel like any fight that he's in, his worst case scenario is 50-50 for me. I really feel like that. So, you know, with the rare combination of skill, power, and talent, I feel like that's what make him, you know, difficult to deal with for sure, for sure. For sure that, for sure. Your brother sending me. It'll be Gamble too. Think he'll do Tank like you did Gamble. Gamble Tank might catch him, stinky leg him for a second, and then he get Tank up out of there. It'd be a tough fight for Tank to win because of the size and length of Terence Crawford. Size and length of Terence Crawford, and the fact that the difference between Terence Crawford being bigger and longer than him, he's one of the most skilled fighters in boxing, so he'll be able to utilize those natural gifts to his advantage. It'll be a difficult fight, but the thing is not to let Tank land anywhere flush on your chin for real, because we all know what his stopping power like, and he got the power to stop anybody that he catch flush with a clean shot. But make no mistake about it, I'm not a guy that's in here talking crazy, talking like Tank gonna do this. No, he ain't Gamboa. I think he better than Gamboa at Thug and D. I think he better than Gamboa. I think Tank better than Gamboa. And you know, they both came from 126 too, though. But I think Tank got more. I think he better put together as a fighter, more complete than Gamboa. I think Gamboa make a lot of mistakes defensively. You know what I mean? But it'll be fun. It'll be fun though. My favorite fighter's Tank is far more well-rounded. Yeah, right. And I'm with you. Fight would be fireworks way better. Right, he better than Gamboa. Gamboa was a damn good fighter though when he fought Crawford, but I think ultimately he just was too small. Like, I think he would have lost anyway, but I think ultimately, like, you know, his size definitely caused him. You know what I mean? Terence Crawford shook that shot off after he got hit and pieced his ass. Crawford. I still remember that fight. I was over my boy house watching it, and I remember he picked Gamboa. I was like, Crawford about to get him. And I remember he hurt Crawford, and I was like, oh, we got Crawford hurt. I never forget, but I stuck with my pick, and Crawford got the stoppage. He punched Gamboa to the ground, boy. He was treating Gamboa like a kid after a while. Gamboa was trying to fight while he was hurt. Crawford was putting them damn hands on him. And Thomas a fool. Gamboa, yeah, just too reckless, too brave for his own good. Yeah, and he slipped a couple good ones in there. And he just way too reckless, like you said, way too reckless, way too brave for his own good, bro. Especially, and Crawford was too good a fighter for him to be coming in there that careless like that against. Like that just it was never smart for him to approach that fight in that manner. Like, you get what I'm saying? Where he just guns blazing. Like, you can't do that. Crawford made his ass pay. He punched a couple sonic rings out of Crawford when he caught him on the tip of the chin. You know what I mean? Crawford went to the back, took a little, couple steps back. He was on the ropes, shook it off. Then he started smiling. He had that look on his face, and then he started putting hands on Gamboa. That's when I knew it was over. Once he recovered, I knew it was over for Gamboa. I said he about to put hands on him, and he sure enough, he put hands on him, bro. Put hands on him. And you can't do this. That crafty combine that with explosiveness, yeah, man. Yeah. If you letting Jorge Solis touch you up, good luck with Bud. He said, no, Tank is my guy. I don't think he could beat Carl. Yeah, Miss Joette, the size would be a lot for him. The size would be a lot. I'll say this too. I know this might sound crazy. Listen, I understand the size disadvantages, but let's say if they met in the middle or Tank came up, the reason why that fight against Tank would play out differently against Tank and Crawford, not saying Tank will win, right? The fight would play out differently than it did with Spence because Tank is a different athlete. He's more of a complete athlete. He got fast feet too. Like he's an athlete from the waist up and waist down. Like you get what I'm saying? Like the dude can move very well in there, and it's just a little different, right? He can move in a way that EJ can't quite move. You know what I mean? Tank like a cat in there. When you see Tank, he got like cat-like reflexes. EJ don't have cat-like reflexes, and that's what Crawford got. Crawford got some of that cat-like reflexes, like them sharp punches hitting you with shots you don't see. He got the ability to do that. That's exactly what Tank needs to show everyone, right? Facts, shower on with that. And speaking to him real quick before we slide up out of here, because I was speaking to him. Roy Jones said he got a chance to beat Crawford, and I understood why he said the explosiveness, power, things like that, IQ. I get it. You know what I mean? He'll have to catch Crawford because that would be a very tough task. But you know, to see Leonard Ellerby say he's eventually going to fight these top guys. I know that eventually, you know, when you say it that way, it don't sound too, you know, inviting, too encouraging, but he did say that Tank Davis is going to get in the ring with these other top guys, and that's all I want to see for him. Just get in there. You know, start happening. Yeah, Thomas, me too, Brody. I'm right with it, man. Right with it, man. Right now, I love to see. Yeah, now I get to see Miss Joette. That's because you being a real. When you being a realist, you understand how tough of a task that would be for a guy that's 5'5.5" with a 67-inch arm reach. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that would be Bud's length will be the first issue. You get what I'm saying? Will be one of the first issues. His length. Bud got like a 70-something inch reach, bro. That dude got some long ass arms. Bud got some long ass arms, and he's strong as hell. So it'll be a very difficult fight. It'll be a difficult fight for Tank Davis. But all I can say is don't let Tank Davis crack you in your jaw. Tank definitely has more wrinkles. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. I think we'll have to fight like a young Mike Tyson against Bud, try to get on the inside without getting clipped. Yeah, Randy, it'll be tough, bro. It'll be crazy. It'll be crazy, bro. Yeah, it'll be crazy. I'm telling you. But, man, again, man, salute to everybody in the building, man. We just gave boxing its just due. Salute to the fan that continues to support the grind. Salute to everybody in the super chat. Appreciate all y'all as well. Tank what? Oh, Bud ain't forget that he said he'll touch his shit. Bud fed off that. Right, Cobain, he take everything to heart, bro. He take everything to heart, bro. I'm telling you, a heavy dose of the long guard. I'm telling you. But again, much love and appreciation to everybody that continues to support the grind. We just gave boxing its just due. That's all I got for this one. Y'all make sure y'all sub to the channel, smash the like button, share the lives, be a part of the conversation. And y'all stay tuned. Y'all come tap in tomorrow, Wednesday, on a good Wednesday, 4 o'clock. We're going to be back to get boxing its just due, how we always do, taking over these airways. Y'all know how we do it. Jordan C, man, appreciate you always coming through as well. Andrew as well, my guy. You already know, family. You already know tall ties was something that would be a joy to see because Tank has an innate way of closing distance, a very short neck that absorbs contact well, excellent feet and quickness and punch placement. That's a great assessment, Thomas. Cooked on your way out. Salute to Randy as well. And the Queen, shower Allah, Miss Joette. Y'all queens, make sure y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. And the Queen Sheena, new channel member. Much love and appreciation, Queen. Always showing love, supporting the grind. Man, I appreciate the queens of the chat. Much love to y'all. Y'all round the chat out, man. I appreciate y'all. Rick Thames, good brother. It's always good to see you in the building. Thomas, my guy. You already know Aunt McQueen. Appreciate every last one of y'all in the building. Y'all make sure y'all enjoy y'all Tuesday, though. Gertz, peace out, my bro. And we back at it tomorrow, 4 o'clock. So with that, we out, y'all. Peace to the fan. Al Booger, peace, family. Peace, peace.